What's wrong with the world? Oh, am I going? Oh, I'm way live. I thought for sure. All right, cool. I'm live. All right. Whew. Another crazy week, man. I'm yelling into the microphone. I don't have any song to sing to begin. I start with some Black Eyed Peas, I guess. The bass keeps running and running. I could have started with My Humps, but all right. We live. We here. I think I'm live. I think my phone's just a bit behind as always. But, oh, man. I ended up, if you're asking me how I did, as I think my stream be going. Yeah, okay, my stream's going. I ended up with 61 points, and I got a red arrow. Ugh. That Soucek coming off the Soucek coming off the bench for Shea Adams, I believe, is a popular thing, quite in demand. Shout out Clip, shout out Pharrell, and that hurts, man. I think Mo Salah, just going off my team real quick before I jump in the comments. Actually, I'll jump in the comments real quick, then get into my team. What's up, Kobe? What's up, Greeno every week? What's up, Alex? What's up, Kobe? What's up, Vigard? Good seeing you all here, man. How'd you guys do this week? How'd you guys do? Hopefully you did better than me. I got a red arrow. Mo Salah ended up, I think, on 0 bonus points. If I'm not mistaken, I'll have to fact check myself. But Mo Salah ended up with 0 bonus points. He had a clean sheet wiped out in the 2nd minute. Robertson did. And then got a yellow card in like the 15th minute. So that was done. Cancelo had a clean sheet wiped off in the 92nd minute. Oh, Mo Salah, I don't even know. How many shots did Mo Salah have? Let me check real quick. I don't know if this is up to date right now, but 2 shots? Just super disappointing right now. Super disappointing. I know it's going to be super popular to go Salah to KDB this week, or at least even think about it, which I am. So, yeah, super rough, man. Let's see. Kobe, what's up? Green Arrow, what's up? Alex, what's up? Vigard, 61 points for Red Arrow. Yeah, I think so. I just went on to live FPL.net /rank. I'll do it real quick again to see if I'm mistaken. But last time I checked, I got a Red Arrow. Yeah, I dropped down like 10k in rank. I mean, it wasn't anything drastic, but it's definitely a Red Arrow. I thought I was gonna have a Green Arrow going with Salah and Robbo left to play. I thought for sure, but it is what it is, man. Shout out to Southampton. They did their thing and they won 1-0. I definitely did not see that coming. In no world would I have started Kyle Walker-Peters before this match. And they had Festigard out. They had McCarthy out. And so I'm thinking, oh, surely Liverpool is smelling blood in the water. They're going to go for it. And they had 1 shot on target the whole match. 1 shot? Either 1 shot or 2 shots on target. That's all they had. Very disappointing from Liverpool, but shout out, tip my hat to Southampton. All right, let's see. I'm 61, but took a -8, says Alex. Eesh. I mean, 61's a good week. You ended up with 53, so it's not terrible, but I feel like that's going to be a red arrow for you. Just unfortunate, man. I mean, again, 53 is not too bad. What's up, Ahmed? Ahmed, I hope I say your name right with the Ahmed. Not very good. Anyway, Vigard says, averaging top 10K looks like 61 right now. So maybe live, I don't know. I wonder what it's like. I'm nowhere near the top 10K, and I got a red arrow for 61. Walker-Peters and Foster clean sheet on my bench. Oh. But again, at the same time, I would have never, ever started Walker-Peters. So that one's just unfortunate. And I guess that one's is what it is kind of a thing. But yeah, I would have never, ever started Walker-Peters in this match. Am I glitching like crazy right now, or is that just my phone? I think it's just my phone. I hope it's my phone. Kobe says, starting to think every time I captain Salah, he blanks, but benefits United. Let's go. Hey, shout out United, who is now joint top of the table, if I'm not mistaken, right? They both have 33 points. United and Liverpool right now are tied. If I'm not mistaken, let me fact check myself real quick. I don't want to be spitting. Spitting lies. Also, Salah's blanked now 3 times in a row. That's 3 blanks in a row for Mo Salah. That is, yeah. So they're both tied at 33 points, with Leicester 1 point behind. Wow. For all this talk about how United started off really horribly, now they're sitting first at the top of the table, essentially. Let's see. Ewan, what's up, man? What's up, Ewan? Will, my man, good game week for me. 78. Woo! After Grealish and Bednarek come in. That's huge. That's huge. 78 points, man. That is awesome. That is a huge, huge week. Hey, what's up, Tejas? Good to see you. Good to see you too, Kobe. 70 not bad. 70 is not bad at all. This game week 70 is, I don't know what the average is. I'm seeing the average of 61 in the top 10K. I'm assuming the top, or just overall, is probably around like 53, I'm assuming. Somewhere around there. 70 is pretty good. 61 this week. Still kept my place in the top 125K, though. Just a 4K red arrow. 4K red arrow is not bad. You're staying at 125. You're putting yourself in a great situation going these next couple matches. Great situation. And this, I bought the Swedish jersey when I was like 15 pounds lighter, and now I'm just fat, and it ain't fitting as well. Yeah, that's a huge week, man. That's good that you're staying in the top 125K. Great striking range right now. Yeah, I'm staying away from Salah captain until he hits his form. Excuse me. Yeah, how do you find the FPL code? The FPL code is right here. If that's what you're talking about, your team ID number. If you go to points, it should be in your URL right next to event. That whatever digit number it is. I'm assuming that's what you mean. But yeah, Salah captain. Yeah, it's only a matter. I keep telling myself it's only a matter of time before he bangs, right? It's only a matter of time before he scores. I mean, all these great players, they all go through dry spells. Harry Kane went through a dry spell himself before this match, if I'm not mistaken. I know he came away with a penalty, so yeah, he blanked 3 times in a row. Then he got 12. Bruno, I don't know. Has Bruno gone through a dry spell yet? 2 game weeks. 2 game weeks. Yeah, he's only had 2 game weeks. That's his max. But all these good players, they have their dry spells, so maybe it's just a time before Salah starts hitting, or is it a sign of him just mentally checking out right now? I don't know. I got a lot of thinking to do before that Tuesday deadline. 67 points. Gary Hendricks, 67 points. Not a bad week. I had Holding and Mitchell on the bench. Ooh. Who'd you start over Holding? I understand the Mitchell one, but yeah, who'd you start over Holding? But that is super unfortunate, man. Super unfortunate. Football is so freaking unpredictable. That's why I love it, man. That's why I love football. It's because you go into that match and think, okay, Liverpool has to win, or Liverpool should win that match. And Southampton just, Danny Ings, by the way, what a goal. One shot. Liverpool had 1 out of 17 shots on target. That's what they're doing lately. I was doing a bit of research right before I started the stream, and I think the Newcastle game, they had 4 shots on target, and the week before that, they only had 2 shots on target. So they're only averaging like 2.5 shots per target right now per game over the last 3 games. Their last 3 games were Newcastle, Southampton, and West Brom. And yeah, they're averaging 2.5 shots per target as a team. That's pretty worrying. I'm not gonna lie. Part of me wants to switch to KDB, but I don't know, man. I don't know. We'll get into that later. That Cancelo clean sheet loss was painful. Oh, dude. Kai Havertz, what a ball. Yeah, that was. I mean, I was on a clean sheet, and then I was on bonus as well. So I was at 7 points. Also, I just realized I lost my mini league match. I was going into that match. I was up 1, and I had Salah and Robertson still to. Was I up 1? I think I was down 1. I was down 1, and I had Salah and Robertson left. My camera goes off. Salah and Robbo left, and he had Kyle Walker-Peters. And I thought for sure I was gonna. Oh, dang, that sucks. Oh my gosh. Anyway. I can tell a clean sheet was painful. I've had a terrible week. I've dropped to 14. I was on 8 overall. Oof. I mean, 14K. 14K is still great. 14K is still great. I know that sucks, and you obviously want to go the other direction, but I mean, you're still in great striking distance. Oh. Drop further because of Soucek. Yeah, Soucek's hurting me too. I mean, the only thing we got to do is reload and rebound for game week 18 on Tuesday, and hopefully we can jump back into that 8K, 7K range. Walker-Peters and Mitchell on the bench again. Yeah, Walker-Peters. I feel like it was a smart call leaving Walker-Peters on the bench. Just super unfortunate. Also, does anyone have like the heat map of the match or anything like that? I want to know because it seemed like from the eye test that the majority of Liverpool's attack came on that left flank. It was all Robbo and Mane, and that right side was just nowhere to be found. 52 points this week. At least you got 50. You know what I mean? But yeah, 52 points this week is definitely rough considering the average is going to be pretty high. Also, yeah. Where's Shardul at? I don't know if she's here. 14K. Yeah. Okay. So that one. That's Soucek. I know. At what point am I going to not be stubborn and bring in Soucek? I keep saying that surely Soucek can't keep doing this, and he does, man. He keeps balling out. He comes away with a goal, 3 bonus points, clean sheet. Soucek, man. Soucek is last year's Lord Lundstrom for me. I went into last season. I downloaded the app like 2 days before the season started, and I had no idea who Lundstrom was. And then after the first game week, he scored, and I was like, oh my gosh. And then I was like, no, I'm not going to get him yet. I have other fires to put out. He's not going to keep doing it. 8 game weeks in, he's got 100 points already, and yeah, it wasn't the best thing for me. That's 3 blanks in a row for Salah. Now you can actually consider my suggestion of KDB or Sterling. Yeah. We talked about that right before the stream ended yesterday. It's still hard for me to drop Mo Salah. But I'm tempted now more than I've ever been tempted to drop him, because he has United and Burnley up next. And so you would think that maybe Burnley have a better defense than I think we give them credit for, but they're still vulnerable to Tottenham. Then they have Tottenham, vulnerable. Then we have Tottenham and West Ham. That's what Liverpool have coming up. Then we go to KDB, and KDB has Brighton without Basuma, Crystal Palace, Villa in that double game week, West Brom, Sheffield, and Burnley. I can't see why I wouldn't switch to De Bruyne. I can't see why. It would give me triple city, and it would save me a little bit of funds, not a crazy amount, but it does throw off my original plan. My original plan was to drop DCL, bring in Antonio, and then bring in like Soucek in midfield, or maybe Chilwell for my back line. Something like that moving forward. Antonio would then be my first player on my bench. But I don't know. It's hard for me not to bring in De Bruyne right now. It's hard. I have 16 points from I'm going to give that a lot of thought, Will. Ewan says I have 16 points from 2 players on the bench. That is so heartbreaking. That's so rough. I hate having like 4 points on my bench, let alone 16. At least you have a strong bench though for when someone gets hurt or someone gets COVID, which hopefully doesn't happen to either of those. Above 140K, says Rosendo. Slowly but surely. That's how you go, man. That's how you go. You just got to keep moving forward. I guess 2 steps forward, 1 step back is still good. Bro, would you spend 0.3 mil to get Salah back later? To get later on once I exchange it for KDB? To avoid using a free hit, as I'll be able to line up 9 players. I think for me, if I was to drop Mo Salah, I'm not bringing him back until game week 23 or 24, depending if I want to bring him back for City. I'm not. If I'm getting rid of Salah, I'm not bringing him back for 19. I'm not bringing him back for 20 against Tottenham. I'm not bringing him back for West Ham or Brighton, because that same time, Kevin De Bruyne has Sheffield and Brighton as well. So if I'm getting rid of Salah, I'm not bringing him back for quite some time, to be completely honest, unless of course KDB gets injured or what happened. So I think for me, and I think Mo Salah will drop in price. I haven't checked the statistics, but. I do think at this moment it'd probably be worth it, Rosendo. But I also am a little bit of a knee-jerk reaction right now. I kind of want to see what I feel like in a couple days' time. All out on 62 and a 24K red arrow. 24K, that's not the worst red arrow. That's crazy though that you got 62 points and you're dropping that. Dang. What a week. What a week. Shout out Adam FPL too, by the way. Check out his content creation on YouTube. Check him out. Augment says I dropped 90K in rank, so I am at 367K now. 39, but I took a -4. I mean, you're still in a good range. 370K. That's still pretty good going into game week 18, 19. There's gonna be a lot of room to make up. A lot of you can make some big old strides these next couple game weeks. Could do so. Alex, okay, that's cool. Also shout out Alex, man. Good to see you. Now that we've had a day removed from the Chelsea match, what do you think? What are your thoughts on Frank Lampard? How'd your FPL Cup opponent do? Good question, Kobe. He beat me. He or she beat me. 60 points, but they have 3 coming on for Martinez and 6 coming on for Walker Peters. So they're going to end up with 69 points. 69 points, yeah. And I'm at 61, so I'm out of the cup, which I'm a little happy about because now I don't have to worry about it. You know what I mean? I can kind of just put it in the rear view. Shout out Tupac. But Mac Miller too. I can put it in the rear view and not have to worry about it anymore. But man, it sucks losing first round. Both Soucek and Son, man, they grind me gears. Hey, planning on using bench boost at 19. Can you check my squad? Yes, I can. Simon FC. Let me get it real quick. Get it right. Get it tight. Donatello, Simon. I don't know why I did that. Go back to full screen. Yeah, if you want to join the mini league, the code is in the description. Check it out. I think it's also P8XY2K. I think that is the... I didn't hit next, did I? No, I didn't. Oh, man. Why is my... There we go. Simon FC. Okay, there we go. Found you. Planning on using bench boost in 19. Can you check it for me? Are you going to be free hitting in 18? That's another question. Are you going to... It looks like you are sexy. You have De Gea, Dyer, Seiss, KDB, Son, Bruno, Stones, Brewster. All right, so you have 8 players, so I don't think you'll be free hitting. I wouldn't free hit. As far as bench boost, how much money do you have in the bank? You got 0.2 in the bank. You can't do much with Brewster. It looks good right now. You have Soufal, great option. Zuma, good option. Dyer still plays. I think, is it Sheffield in game week 19? So even though they don't have a double, it's still very favorable. Let me just fact check myself. They play, Sheffield, so it's a really good fixture for them. You have Seiss. Although they don't have a double, I think that's a good one for them too. Yeah, with West Brom, so that's good. Rafinha, KDB, Salah, Son. Again, Son, no double, but Sheffield's good. And on your bench, Stone's dope. Antonio, hopefully he gets good playing time. Martinez and Brewster. Yeah, I think that's solid for a bench boost. I think you're solid for a bench boost. You have the big keynotes covered as far as getting some City players, getting some West Ham players, some cheap Leeds players, in my opinion. Those are probably the biggest things that I would say. I think that's a solid squad going into it. As far as captaincy, who would you pick? I'm assuming, for me, I'd probably pick De Bruyne at this moment, but anything can change. I think it looks good, man. Simon, I think it looks great for bench boost. Cancelo and Stones for Holding and Mitchell. Oh, that's what... Oh, dang. So you lost... So you had 10 points on the bench with Holding and 6 with Mitchell, and you had 12 points with Cancelo and Stones, or 13 points with those two going, and then just that Hudson-Odoi guy, man. That Hudson-Odoi guy. See, he's looking very good right now. I think they might win the league. I don't know, man. I feel like they're still a little bit too inconsistent right now for me, and but at the same time, I don't know anyone who I feel confident saying they're going to win league right now. Jordan Henderson playing center back for Liverpool is not something I can get behind saying they're going to win league with that. As much as I love Jordan Henderson. End up with 67. Soucek off the bench for Adams. Oh, that is huge. That is huge, Ronan. I would have been pumped to see Shea Adams not being in the squad list today. I hope he gets better soon. I think it's a concussion he has from that WWE kick to the face. My rank now is a drop to 800K, but after auto sub 668. Whoa, not bad after auto drop. It's 120K, 132K rank jump. Awful drop, but not as bad as I thought it would be. Yeah, it's not too bad. But yeah, big drops are brutal, man. Oh, they suck. They suck. Bro, what's your email? Let's get this merch going. If you want to shoot me an email, it's what's the best one to do it at? It'd probably be smhyadig@yahoo.com. But I don't think I could do any merch until I hit is it 10,000 subscribers or something like that? I don't know. But yeah, if you want to email me, shoot it. Justin clean sheet lost is so painful. He was in 9 and just ended up 1. Yeah, I heard he got I didn't see the highlights yet, but I heard he got a yellow card and then a minute later lost a clean sheet. Between Justin, Cancelo, Diaz, whoever you had, Robertson, just a rough week for those defenders. Rough week. How'd you come up? Oh, that's for Alex. Ryan, I'm devastated. Liverpool are in trouble. So many crosses. They're in big trouble. They are in big trouble right now, in my opinion. They lack a lot of creativity moving forward outside of, like you said, a bunch of crosses right now. They're averaging 2.5 shots per target over the last few matches. Now, can they fix it? Of course they can. They're Liverpool. So if I want to back anyone to kind of turn things around, Klopp could be that guy to do so. But with the Trent's not looking like the same Trent we saw last season. Salah's had 3 rough game weeks in a row, but I'm still patient on him. Robertson, you're right. Robertson is class right now. I agree. Robbo is balling out. The only bright sides I saw from that Liverpool match were how far forward Robbo was getting and how consistent and how industrious he was. And same thing with Mane. But they're in trouble, man. Robbo unlucky not to get more again. Yeah, dude. He's consistently whipping in crosses. The big thing for me too right now is there were times in the match where Robbo would be in a great position and he would pick his head up, and there'd be like 6 or 7 Southampton defenders, and maybe Firmino and Salah back post. And it's so hard to pick that out when you have those odds, man. But Robbo's a beast. But dang, they got 51 points. Kobe. Ooh. Oh, so you're in, Alex. I think, right? Have Saka as my Soucek cover and a differential. Saka's a beast, man. I love, especially now that Saka's playing as that right wing instead of the left wing back. Big fan of Saka. Ryan finished on 92. Unbelievable. Yeah, that's phenomenal. I'm incredibly jealous. I don't think I've hit. Yeah, I think I may have hit 90 like once, maybe twice in my FPL career. I'd have to fact check last year, but definitely not this season. I don't understand the cup. I think it takes account goals scored and conceded and stuff like that. Also, last year I didn't pay attention. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Yeah. If only I had Walker Peters playing. Yeah, I know. But hey, Shardul, I was waiting to see you. Our last minute switch on live stream from Salah to Harry Kane. If I would have kept the captaincy armband on Mo Salah instead of Harry Kane, I would have been a very, I don't know if I would have been like, yeah, you would have seen a lot less energetic Sean the Don. I guess a third person myself right now. Yeah, Walker Peters playing would have been nice, but I would have never started him in my opinion. He would have never, in this week, if I had the opportunity to bench him, I would have benched him. Man, drop Salah. Boys, focus on clean sheets in the upcoming weeks. Check out Cresswell from West Ham. Yeah, so my original plan was to drop DCL and bring in Antonio and bring in, I guess I forgot to mention, Cresswell was also an option. And also bring in Cresswell for that West Brom Burnley match. I think they can keep 2 clean sheets in there. Cresswell may be able to come away with an attacking return. And I would have benched probably Antonio and had a team of like 10 double game week players and Harry Kane. But right now, man, that Mo Salah to Kevin De Bruyne transfer is looking better and better by the day. I want to wait again. I want to wait to see what I feel like tomorrow after the dust is settled. If you get time now or later, can you talk about a wildcard draft team for people who are confused? Yeah, I can. No, yeah, for sure. I'll catch up to the comments here real quick, and then I'll talk about a wildcard draft team, and I'll talk about my free hit squad that I would do as well, if that's cool. I'll catch up on comments real quick so I can do that. Best under 6.5 million midfielder for free hit team. Thanks for the content. Hey, thank you so much. I appreciate that. As far as best 6.5 mil midfielder or less for next week, I'd probably say, let me just look at who's playing next. I think Saka is a good option. Saka versus Crystal Palace. You have, I don't want to say El Ghazi because Tottenham are good defensively. I don't know if there's anyone in City I would necessarily like. I mean, Gundogan's been on fire, but I don't know if that would be the one. NATO still is a good option versus Everton. NATO's still a good option. Nobody for United I would want under that for that cash. And not really anyone for Newcastle. I think for me, the standout option is going to be Saka. I'll have to... let me see. Let me see if I can do a better job. Midfielders. Price. What did you say? 6'5"? So we'll go 6'6". The same height I say that I am when I meet a woman. Price. All right. Man, Liverpool need Jota right now. All right, so for next week, I think... I mean, you could go Foden maybe. For me, I wouldn't do Foden, even though he had a good game last week. He's with players coming back from COVID in 8 days. Assuming, I don't think I would go Foden unless he was guaranteed a start. NATO, I think, looks good. He's on corners, if I'm not mistaken. And if anyone's going to score from Wolverhampton, you'd almost assume that NATO or Podence are going to be involved in that. Yeah, I don't necessarily... I mean, you could go El Ghazi. El Ghazi's looked really good over the past 4 or 5 game weeks. But to me, I don't necessarily see anything happening versus Tottenham. If you want a real good differential, right? Look no farther than my man. I don't know how you say Ezzy. I don't know how exactly you say it, but from the little I've watched on him this season when he plays, he looks pretty good. He just came from QPR to Crystal Palace this season, and in my eyes, he looks good. I don't know if it'd be enough for me to warrant going NATO over him or going him over NATO, but I think that's a good shout. Those are probably the best ones that I could think of. There are a lot of good options around that price, but not too many of them play this week. My FPL opponent got 34 and Captain Digne. That is so nice. That is beautiful for you. I'm not sure if Frank Lampard can take us forward. Interesting. Yeah, I'm hearing that from a lot of Chelsea supporters. Cup is just luck. I got a super strong opponent who triple captained Son, so I knew. That's so unfortunate, man. If for real though, it all depends. It's just so much luck going into that cup. It's just you feeling lucky. You know what I mean? What transfer are you doing this week? All right, so this week I'm not gonna make any for the most part. My original plan was gonna be something like this. I'll see if I can show you. My original plan was gonna be Calvert-Lewin out. That's not what I want. I want to go West Ham. And I was going to bring in Antonio. I was going to not touch my team this week, and this is going to be for the double game week 19. And I was either going to bring in Antonio, Cresswell, Soucek, or probably one of those two. Because here's the thing: if I go Soucek for Dyer, let's say, or Cresswell for Dyer, excuse me, I can even still have Dyer on the bench, to be completely honest. But I could do that, and then I would swap out Antonio for Salah. I'd swap out Basuma for Robbo. And so my squad would look like that going into that double game week 19. I think that looks really good, man. I think it looks solid. And then the week after, because after I think West Ham, I don't necessarily want Cresswell after that double game week. So the week after, I would switch him out and I would bring in Chilwell for Chelsea. And I would do something like this moving forward, which is crazy because I'm thinking about a 4-4-2, and it would look something like that. And I would have Antonio on the bench because if Antonio starts playing and starts firing, then I could bring him in just like that. So that's essentially kind of what my squad would look like going into game week 18 or game week 19. But I could also bring in KDB this week, and that looks more tempting than ever. And I love De Bruyne. Losing Mo Salah is not something I would. I just don't have the guts to do that. Out of the cup by 1 point, Salah. That's so rough. Oh. Yeah, that's just terrible. That's rough. Salah out, KDB in. Definitely on my radar. I would do that. It would give me triple City, which I'm not upset about with their schedule moving forward. But I am definitely considering it. It's just the fact that he blanked 3 times in a row. I want to go back and look at his stats. I want to look at the tape a little bit more before I fully decide. After I've kind of regathered myself from this match, and see what happens. Because I mean, part of me says be patient, right? Mo Salah. It's only a matter of time before Mo Salah comes around because he's still dope, man. He's still been the king in FPL for the past 2 or 3 seasons. Or 3 seasons? Yeah, the past 3 seasons, 4 seasons. But that KDB with that schedule moving forward, I think KDB can outscore Mo Salah over these next 4 matches. It would mean that I would have to stick with DCL for game week 19. Maybe I switch him out for Danny Ings. Maybe I just take a -4 and run my plan anyway. I don't know, but super tempting. My camera. I have both Cresswell and Soucek on the bench, but one will come in for Adams. Which one did you have? I mean, at the end of the day, both of them are great. So, it sucks that one of those players are going to be on your bench, but at least one of them came in. And you have a strong bench, so that's good to note as well. I got through my cup tie 63-63, got more goals scored. Oh, by the hair of your chinny chin chin, man. Oh, I'll take it. Hey, man, can you check out my squad? Yes, I can, Matthew. Yes, I can. It is code number 1678185. I want to go back and talk about my wild card here in a bit too, or the wild card that I was asked about before. You don't have any money in the bank. 58 points, not a bad week. All things considered. Great captaincy call on Son. Obviously, that DS clean sheet hurts. All right, so I need to know a couple things. Oh, you got it written right there. Was planning on free hit, then bench boost, but I'm really not sure on what to do now. All right, so if I look at your squad, you have Martinez, DS, Bruno, Son, Grealish, DCL, Stones. So you have 7 players playing in game week 18. So I don't necessarily think it would be... I don't know if I'd be pressed to free hit because you do have 7. And if you make one more transfer this week, you can get in 8 players, which isn't the worst thing. For me, myself, at this moment, I have 8 players. And I think that might that's enough for me to warrant not free hitting But of course, you got to play your game, right? You could really fix your team around and see if you can hit big for that one game week. As far as bench boosting in 19, you got to get Steer going. You got to get rid of Steer. I don't know if there's much. I don't know if there's anything you do though for $4 million now that McCarthy's most likely going to be back. Shea Adams though, that's a great pick for Gameweek 19, assuming he's back out of concussion protocols from what I'm hearing. Stones, Sufal, Bamford, DCL. Yeah, everything looks good. You have a great team. You have a great team first off, and as far as bench boosting in 19, I think it looks solid. My only concern is that you have Steer, and if you could find a way to get a keeper that plays without jeopardizing your team, like if you want to get rid of DCL and bring in, I don't know anyone at that price range right now. Maybe Ollie Watkins. You already have Shea Adams. Maybe Rodrigo and go for the double up, and I'll give you enough money to then bring in Steer, unless you want to keep DCL for the long term. Then I wouldn't force it. But I think it looks good for the bench boost. As far as hitting that free hit chip, I might reconsider and just see if I can just play 8 and maybe make one more transfer, and you might be all right. Don't think we can continue with Henderson at center back. We need him in the midfield, big time. You miss his creativity and his precision with his passing, big time that midfield. I mean, Thiago's a great player, phenomenal player. But why not help him out and throw Henderson up there? I don't see Henderson playing at center half longer than today. I can't see it happening. It wasn't that you were terrible defensively because you kept the ball the possession was unreal that second half. It was just the fact that again you lack creativity in the midfield. Oxlade-Chamberlain was not doing it for you guys, so I agree. Henderson's got to move up. Is it better to bring Osaka or Rafinha? There's a better Wi-Fi strength on my laptop. And not... Yeah, we good. Come on, phone. Step up your game. And I don't know why I'd be bugging still. All right, let's get out of here and go over here. Yeah, okay, we good. Yeah, I think for me, I'd rather have Wilson in than Saka this week. As much as I love Saka. Yeah, probably if they're looking to get Botman from Lille. I don't know if I ever say that name right. We'll see. January transfer window is officially open. Thanks, man, says Rosendo. We'll wait before rushing into transfer, waiting for you to buy Soucek to do the same. Yeah, for real. Man, I know once I get on the train, it will come to an end. Going to the beach. Oh, that's so sick. Are you really going to the beach right now? Oh, man. I'm jealous. Yeah, part of me wants to bring in Soucek, but I want to do more research. I don't know, man. Am I just too stubborn to bring him in? That's my thing. I think I'm just too stubborn at this point. But it is definitely a possibility to drop DCL, bring in Antonio, bring in Soucek, and start Soucek for that double. My Dallas Justin Robbo blanked. Will my Mitchell and Walker Peters come in my team? No, they will not. I wish. Dallas played, Justin played, Robbo played, so unfortunately you will not be getting that Walker Peters. Oh, that sucks, but again, I think you made the right choice. So that's just unfortunate. Send an email. All right, appreciate it. I'll check. Let me see if it went through real quick. I'll check my phone. Let's see. Where we at? The whole city behind us. Cadillac grills, Cadillac bills. Check out the oil my Cadillac spills. All right, cool. I got it. I'll check you out here, and after this is done, I'll check it out. Appreciate it, Will. That's the best switch until now. Yeah, seriously. Most of the time when I switch my captaincy call last minute, it hurts. But switching that solid to Harry Kane last minute was, whew, I would have been down, 10 more points? Yeesh. Wildcard Gameweek 19 and a front three of Kane, Martial. Wildcard Gameweek 19 and a front three of Kane, Martial, and a 4.3 or Ings, Bamford, and Antonio. And maybe I can play all three. If Antonio's not fit, I would have either Rafinha and Saka. What do I think? All right, a lot of tough calls here. So I think Martial is somebody that's definitely on my radar right now. But my biggest concern is with Cavani returning because he had a 3-match ban. But I'm hearing that 3-match counts in the FA Cup, and he will be back for Game Week 18 from what I'm hearing. So I do worry about his playing time with Cavani there. Ings, Bamford, and Antonio I think looks so nice. If Antonio could really play in that double game week, that's probably the way to go. I know Kane could go off against Sheffield in Game Week 19, But I really like the looks of that front three there. And I like Rafinha. I'm a big fan of Rafinha and Saka. I think that they could do really well for their price tag. So yeah, I think I like that second one better, but it'd be really hard for me to get rid of Kane. Off the top of my head. I would also like to do some more research before I comment further on that, but first glance, I think that's the way I would go. That front line of Ings, Bamford, Antonio. If I captained Kane, I would have gotten 82. Ugh, that sucks. Oh, man. 82 would have been nice. And can you give a wildcard draft for Gameweek 19 if you don't mind? Yeah, let me do that. Let me do that real quick. I know I'm behind on comment. I'm going to do a quick wildcard to see what I would do. I'll make it as fast as possible. I think for me, the players I'm looking at the most are going to be City, Tottenham, and Chelsea moving forward. And so for Game Week 19, I'm probably going to go... I probably only want one of those City defenders. This is just top of my head real fast. Not too much thinking going into it. I could probably make a separate video. I'm going to try to make a... free hit video this week if I have time, and see if I can do that. But as of right now, and see if I'll do the same thing with Wildcard. I want Man City. All right, I'm gonna bring in De Bruyne just because I think his fixtures are a lot better. Calvert-Lewin's gonna be out. I just don't want him in my. Oh no! Hopefully I didn't click anything. I clicked something. Great. Now I have to start over. Oh man. Come on, son. All right. Take two. Maybe that's a sign saying don't do it. Reconsider. Read some later. On the subject, you sure? Man, we know you got your back like Cairo Prack. Shout out Andre 3000. Best rapper to ever live, in my opinion. Let's see. Or my favorite rapper. I would do something like that, and I would have... I don't know if I would want triple City. So I'm probably going to get rid of... Let's say... I'm going to go ahead and get rid of DS. And I'm going to bring in... Chelsea... Chilwell... And, Dyer would be first on my bench. I'd have Rafinha. I'd have Grealish. Harry Kane I still think looks good. DCO would be out. I would bring in... Actually, let's do this. Let's go take him out. Let's bring Soucek in so I'm not terrible. Off the top of my head, it would be something like this. I mean, I haven't done too much on it, but essentially the teams I want to hit are gonna, or the teams I want to target are gonna be City. They're gonna be Chelsea. Robertson just because he's a baller, and I want to target camera. I want to target United too, or United and Tottenham. Those are my big teams I want to target. And I think I could do so if I go cheap on Leeds here, or maybe I could do if I wasn't sold. No, I can't. No, I can't do that. That's not enough cash to go there. It would be something like this. It would be something like this wildcard. I would try to see if I could squeeze in Son. I want to see if I could squeeze in Rashford, one of those two. But it would be like something like this. Off the top of my head. And this Antonio could become Dyer. It could become Soucek. I probably want to bring in Antonio right away, but I would hold him as my second bench option for the time being. It would look something like this. I wish I could. I want to do more time on it before I really. That was just real quick wild card, because you look at their fixtures, and you have. I just want to show you guys their fixtures real quick. You have Chelsea, who have Fulham and Leicester in 19. They have one good match in there. Then they have Wolverhampton, Burnley, Tottenham, Sheffield, and Newcastle. So four out of the next five after that double are really favorable for Chelsea's defense. And so I want to get involved in that defense. And so Chilwell is going to be my way in. And then if we look at Man City, they have Brighton, Crystal Palace, Villa, West Brom, Sheffield, and Burnley. And so I want a way into that City attack and defense, because they're both just defense first off, but KDB second. And we look at Liverpool, they still have United, Burnley, so one of those two matches are favorable for their defense. Tottenham's a bit tough, but maybe a clean sheet. But Rob was just balling out. That's the only reason why I want one of them. And this is why I want to get rid of Mo Salah for KDB right now. This is why I'm considering it. It just heavily favors City right now. And then United, they have a great run of fixtures here. That's why I would try to squeeze in Rashford. Newcastle, you could bring in Callum Wilson, so maybe instead of Antonio, I bring in Callum Wilson. like that, and then I start him over Dyer. And so my team would look like that for the next 3 matches. Maybe it looks something like that for my wild card. But essentially, that's why I want to target those teams. Their fixtures look so good. And then Spurs have Sheffield, Brighton. And then if you look at I think it's Chelsea. Is it Chelsea? Spurs schedule goes really well with if you go Chelsea, Man City, and Tottenham. Here in this game week 23, you can go Tottenham and Chelsea here and bench City for that Liverpool match. But that's something I would do off the top of my head. Hopefully that wildcard team looked all right. And I would need to do more research, of course, and dive deeper into stuff. But top of my head, that's what I'd do. I'd probably... dang it. Actually, you know what? No. I was going to bring in like Holding. Maybe have Holding on my bench. Or Tierney. Tierney looks good. And they have a good run of fixtures for the next 4. 3 of the next 4, something like that. But top of my head. Now I'm super behind. Oh, my days. Oh, my gosh. All right. Now I got to catch up. Salah out, KDB or Sterling in. Yeah, I'm thinking about KDB in for sure. Foden is under 6.5. My only concern with Foden is it seems like he's fallen out of favor with Pep. When he plays, he does well. It's just how much he's going to play when his squad is healthy again. Liverpool failed me. Oh, big time. I had three points between Salah and Robbo. 3 points. Got to keep the faith. I know. That's what I keep telling myself too. My cup opponent got 32 points. Low key, I feel bad for him. That's a rough week. Hopefully your mini cup opponent turns into this live stream and can get a couple smiles out of it. But yeah, that's rough. Alex back at it again, man. My non-playing cup opponent beat me with Cresswell coming off his bench. Oh, did he have Shea Adams? Was that why? That sucks. Blues FPL. Also check out Blues FPL, Adam FPL. They're right next to each other on that comment at 2:31 p.m. California time, so 10:31 London time. Check them out, man. What's up, Kobe? Says Blues FPL. Time for Salah to KDB. Considering it is an understatement for me right now. It's definitely on the forefront of my thoughts right at this moment. Yeah, I'm just a little nervous to pull the trigger on it. Clap out. It's time to go. Spoken like a true Chelsea supporter there. What's up, Don? What's up, Tom? I'm feeling solid to KDB for a small period. Formative fixtures definitely want him back, though. Yeah, I agree. I know he commented 15 minutes ago, so you probably heard me speak on it, but I'll mention it just in case you haven't. I am definitely considering solid to KDB because over the next 5 matches, City's fixtures are way juicier than Liverpool's are, and that's the reason why I want to go City. I think KDB outscores Salah over these next 5 matches. After those 5 matches, I'll try to bring Salah back in. That's what I'm thinking about at this moment. I just don't like the attitude he said we weren't title contenders from the start, whereas someone like Conte took us from 10th to 1st in the season. I mean, if the only problem I have with not saying people are title contenders this year is this year's up for grabs, man. The joint leaders in Liverpool and United have 33 points after 16 game weeks. I mean, the title is up for anyone at this point. It's no one's to lose. Lost Cup by 1. Because your opponent had Ward-Prowse. I remember. Oh, that sucks. Ward-Prowse, man. What a finish by Danny Ings, by the way. Will I get a transfer next week now I free hit? So now that you free hit, you're only going to have one transfer next week. You'll have one transfer next week. Anything you did before you free hit this game week doesn't count. It just goes back to what your game week 17 squad was. Alex, we aren't title contenders, though. Last season was very, very good, and we way overachieved. You guys did overachieve, man. And it was awesome to see. This season was going to get chemistry up. Hopefully, reach top 4 next season should be the race for the title. I'm super interested to see what happens. Alex, you only have one transfer heading into game. Thank you, Mr. Enigma. Mark says, do you think that it might be a good time to do these switches, Watkins, Stones, and Smith Rowe for Adams, Podence, and Lewis? I don't know what happened with Podence. I'm not entirely sure, but I do like bringing in Stones. Lewis has picked up a knock, so I like getting rid of him. Smith Rowe looks like the best 4.4 out there, and Watkins is balling, man. I think that's a good move, Mark. I think it's good. I got 94 points this game week. Hey, thank you for the subscription, man. I appreciate it. Watched your first video yesterday. Thank you so much for tuning in, man. Hopefully, I do my best to embarrass myself for you guys' laughter. You know what I mean? 94 points. That's incredible. I tip my hat to you, sir. I tip my hat, and then I mess up my hair when I put it back on. 94 points. I'm jealous. That's awesome. Also, Frank, I was thinking Frank Ocean when I read that. Also, Frank doesn't want to put pressure of lofty expectations on the players. For me, it's all about I don't know. My team for Game Week 19 will be Fabianski. Hopefully, he's back by then. I haven't heard anything. I'm assuming he is. Soufal, Dallas, Cancelo, Salah, Bruno, Grealish, Rafinha, El Ghazi, Bamford, Kane. Thoughts? I love it. El Ghazi has 2 tough fixtures in that match, but he's been looking great, so I got to back him in that. I think that squad looks beautiful, man. I think that squad looks beautiful. And, of course, Grealish, too, but Grealish is a baller as well. Well, goalkeeper would I have this game week and next game week? For this game week, if I was on a free hit, I mean, if Ederson's back and healthy, I think he's got to be up in consideration. I still think Martinez, even going up against Tottenham for how many save, I don't know how much Tottenham will shoot. I mean, you could get Darlow for Newcastle. I think he could be a good shout. De Gea versus Burnley, I think is beautiful. Probably those two would be my first ones. You could even go Leno for Arsenal, but in my opinion, it'd probably go De Gea number 1, Darlow and Leno in that order. Just because for Edison, I'd rather have like Diaz, Cancelo, and De Bruyne. You know what I mean? So those would be the ones for that. And then as far as the week after, you said right. For the next game week, it'd be Fabianski. He plays West Brom and Burnley. If Fabianski's healthy, he's for show in my squad if I had a free hit or just looking to get a double game week keeper, yeah. Can you check my team, Peg United? Yes. What happens to money in the bank since I start the free hit? Will I get any money left in the bank? So whatever, essentially it works like, whatever you have tied up in your squad is what you have. Right, so if you had value in, let's say, James Justin, you got rid of James Justin on the free hit, then whatever money you had in James Justin goes towards that new player. If you had Chilwell and if you bought him at like 5.5 and now he's 6.1, whatever he is, so when you sell him, let's say it's 6.7, 6.8, whatever it may be, when you sell him, that's how much cash you'll have to put into somebody else. And then once you get rid of Chilwell, you can't bring him back and get that money you invested previously. And so for players that you're not sure about what you want to do, I wouldn't get rid of Chilwell. I want to get rid of players I had money invested in until I was certain on what I wanted to do. But yeah, that's essentially how it goes. Hopefully that helps. But yeah, so this is your squad. You have, as far as money in the bank, that's just extra money you could use. You got 0.5 in the bank. So if you're free hitting this week, I'm going to look at next game week. You'll have 1 free transfer. I think for me, DCL is out. I just think everything about him has dropped drastically over the past 7 game weeks. His shots on target goes, his camera goes. His shots on target has dropped by 50%. His expected goal involvement has dropped by 50%. Everton just don't look as good as they previously did. So for me, he's out. Just so I think he's out for me. But again, that's my opinion. Shea Adams looks good. Soufal, Dallas looks like you have a really good bench. If you wanted to bench boost at 19, I think it'd be on. I think it'd be on with Soufal, Dallas, and Shea Adams. My one transfer I would use to make sure I had a good one, maybe bring in Bamford for DCL in that double, something like that. Other than that, dude, I think this looks great. I love the Vardy pick. I'm more of a Kane guy, but again, like I've said before, if I had Vardy, I wouldn't get rid of him. I also wouldn't be pressed to bring him in, but I wouldn't get rid of him. That's for sure. Yeah, overall, I think this is a great squad going into Game Week 19 for that double. I think it's great. Maybe you try to bring in Fabianski. I don't know, something like that. And we got to get rid of the Deadwood, Jorginho, Christensen, Rudiger, Kepa, Marcos, Alonso, Azpilicueta, Emerson, Kovacic, maybe, Giroud. Yeah, you make some money, right? I think I heard a rumor that Rudiger might be on his way to Barcelona. It was like, I don't know how much weight there was involved in that, but Kepa for sure. Kepa for sure, man. Yeah, hopefully got to go. And I hope Kepa gets to go somewhere and really start making a name for himself and put all the most expensive keeper in Chelsea behind him and start fresh. Yeah, hopefully we get top 4 talking about Chelsea. I would like a manager with good tactics. I want Simeone because I just don't see Simeone leaving Atletico anytime soon. They're almost synonymous with each other. Simeone and Atletico. Yeah, we definitely will Blues. Thanks, Enigma. Yeah, I like a shirt. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. Shout out Sweven. Talk. Shout Shout out Ibrahimovic, man. Sweden. Ibra on the back? No, I wish it was Ibra. My best friend and I did a jersey swap when I was living in England. He was from Sweden, and he was like half Sweden, half English, and we had a jersey swap. I don't know why there we go. We had a jersey swap. After like a game, we thought it'd be funny, so I brought like a San Diego Chargers jersey, and he brought a Swedish national team jersey, and we did like the whole like hold up after each other. It was sick, man. But I should get Ibra back here. I should get Ibra. Man, what a legend, Ibrahimovic. From tomorrow, I'm on national lockdown. I heard Scotland's on national lockdown now. I heard England's going on like 3.0 where they're closing a ton of things. It's tough, man. Hey, can you look at my squad? Yes. Hopefully you stay here for 16 minutes. Oh, man. I hate falling behind. Let's see. Childish Firmino, right? Love that name. All right, Childish Firmino. On the waiting list, did solid to KDB. I don't know why I always scream in the mic when I get this close. Here we go. 78 points. 78 points. That's phenomenal. 78 points is unreal. 0.5 in the bank. All right, let's see. On the waiting list, okay, you did solid to KDB. I like that move. Planning done to Stones. Also could hold my chips or play my free hit in 19. All right, so looking at your game week night, I'm gonna look at your game week 18 side. You're gonna have Martinez, Cancelo, Dyer, Mitchell, KDB, Bruno, Son, Greece. Yeah, I'm not free hitting. Hang up. Yeah, you have a full 11 going into there. Going into 19 though, yeah, Martinez double, Cancelo double. Dyer has a great fixture, so I'm not worried about him. KDB double, Bruno double, Son great fixture, Grealish double, Kane great fixture, DCL and Bamford double. So I think for the 19, I wouldn't free hit 19. Especially if you do done to Stones, I wouldn't waste any chip in these next two game weeks. I think your team is very solid moving forward, and yeah, I wouldn't waste I wouldn't use a chip because I think your team looks great for these next two game weeks. Keep it. Also, congrats on that 78. Congrats on that 78. That's phenomenal. That's phenomenal. Oh man. Good luck, mate. Hopefully these next lockdowns and restrictions will ease up soon, but I doubt it. Yeah. Just a tough time we're living in, man. Tough time we're living in. Mad Chelsea could have a front four of Lukaku, Hazard, KDB, and Salah. I can't believe all of those played for Chelsea at one point. But Lukaku, KDB, Salah were all bad at the time. That's the craziest thing, man. That's the craziest thing. You hear commentators say that KDB was just the whole classic, like, KDB was a terrible move for City to bring in. He was terrible at Chelsea. Why is he going to be good at City? But he wasn't good at Chelsea. It's crazy to say. People saying they weren't ready were wrong already at them time, and I was desperate for them in the team. My only problem is I don't remember them at the squad, so I can't comment on that further. Who's the best replacement for Reguilon long term? Top of my head, Chilwell, if you have cash. Dyer, if you want to go cheaper. City defenders in Cancelo and DS. You could go. You can go Tierney if you want. That'd probably be the on the lower end. But those are the top players in my squad that I would shoot for as a replacement. In the UK, cases are going crazy, I heard. I hope we're not in lockdown for my birthday, 16th of March. Yeah, hopefully that would almost be like a year. That'd be the year. Did your birthday happen last time in lockdown? Or yeah, that would be right around that time that in California we hit it. Because my brother had a birthday on the 2nd and we went out to eat and we had no idea this COVID thing was as crazy as it was. And then for my sister's birthday on the 29th, we couldn't do anything. Wow. Lukaku scored 17 goals in a season to Prem as a teenager at West Brom. Lukaku was a baller, man. He still is. His touch is the only thing that lets him down. But he's a good player in my opinion. Arnold, Target, and Cresswell. Good defense. Yeah, I agree. Cresswell also was a great shout. Cresswell's also a great shout. We could have started him though, talking about Lukaku. Yeah, I agree with Cresswell. Cresswell is getting a lot of opportunities moving forward. He's getting a lot of attempted assists. He had that shot that I thought, great contact by the way, that ended up being the dang Soucek goal that killed my rank. But yeah, that's a good shout, especially for 19. For 19 with West Brom and Burnley, child, please, that's great. I don't know. We haven't had good strikers historically. You need them at the time. Hopefully we didn't make the same mistake with Tammy, unless we get someone like Haaland. I don't think Haaland comes to Chelsea, but I don't know. You never know. You never know. At this moment, man, I don't know what's happening with Haaland. Not saying I don't think Werner can turn it around. I hope Werner turns around. I'm a fan. I hope he turns it around. We had Drogba and Diego Costa. Oof, I love Drogba. Man. We don't need Haaland if we have Tamo and if Tammy and Timo if they turn around and do well. Yeah, I agree. Now that 2012 period. I still think it's either Tarek says I still think it's Man City or Liverpool as far as chasing the title. Probably Man City right now. Man City have great fixtures and they will be first in the next few weeks. It could very well be so. I think that's the best thing about this season is that there's no front runner, and at any given time you could see City up top, you can see United up top, you can see Liverpool up top, and everyone will be like, you know what? I'm not too surprised. It's awesome. Also, Leicester. Shout out Leicester, man. Yeah, I agree about Tammy. I just think we should have been given a chance. We have Bamford in 2020. Yeah, that's right. You guys did have Bamford. We won't be benching Timo for Tammy. Alex, only situation is 4-4-2. Yeah, I think so. As well. Well, we paid $50 million plus for him. Okay, talking about Timo Werner still. Okay, I'll fast forward a little bit. If Timo Werner can put his finishing boots on, stand back. That guy's gonna get 20 plus. Have Fabio Silva on the bench for a blank game week. Would you take a -4 to upgrade to Watkins or someone cheaper? That's tough. I wish I had some Wolverhampton fans here. I wish Moldy was here, that they can comment on Fabio Silva, because looking at game week 18, it would be hard for me to drop Fabio Silva and bring in Ollie Watkins against Tottenham. It would be hard for me to do. Can Ollie Watkins score in that match? Of course. But Tottenham are very strong defensively, so maybe Ollie Watkins is a tough call. There's no cheap City strikers. Yeah. No cheap Arsenal strikers, really, that are playing consistently. So I think maybe if you had enough money to go to Callum Wilson, that'd probably be the only time I would say to take that -4 and just hope that Fabio Silva plays in that match. Yeah, that one just sucks. That sucks. But if you're feeling brave and you want to go for it, then go for Ollie Watkins. You never know. Aston Villa create a ton of opportunities, and he may just put one away. Sorry, Don, for turning the chat into a Chelsea debate. Yeah, no worries. I love you guys having a debate, man. I love it. I love reading it too. If I wasn't 15 minutes behind, I would have ran with it. My camera. Hey Don, 95th in the league, FPL Cup. Oh, let's check out your squad, James. It's gonna blow my mind. I'm ready for this, man. 95th, you say? If you want to join the Donatel's mini league, the code is in the description. I was gonna say below, but I don't know why I would say that. I don't want to be like a typical YouTuber saying the typical YouTube stuff. All right, rivals team will blow your mind. I'm assuming this is in all right, let's. No way. Talk about unlucky. Where's Nathan Bacon when I need him, man? Unlucky. Oh my gosh. What? So he'll have 103 points. Oh, Cresswell with double digits. Tierney, Son, KDB, all with double digits. Oh my gosh. I mean, honestly, if you're gonna lose in the FPL Cup, this is the way to go out. That is unbelievable. Oh man, Tierney dropping an 18-piece nugget, dude. James, that is just super unfortunate. But again, if there was any way I wanted to leave the cup, I'd rather go that way than to lose by 1 point. That is phenomenal. What's that guy? I'm gonna go back. What's that guy's ranking? His overall ranking is 1.6 mil. It's gonna shoot up a lot after that game week. 101 points. Oh my goodness. 103 after the sub. Yeah, no worries, Blues FPL. No worries, man. Don's fine. Most of the chat is just big Chelsea discussion. I love it, man. I didn't realize. Well, actually, I did realize how many Chelsea supporters are on here. You guys are really trying to convert me to become a Chelsea supporter, huh? You guys see an empty soul and want to convert it, man. Shout out Christian Pulisic. You think Christian Pulisic to turn it around or start clicking, start firing? He might do. Is Adam also a Chelsea fan? Yes. Oh yeah. My name is Adam and Will. We're best friends. Best friends, Blues FPL and Adam FPL. Check out their content creation on YouTube. One day I'm going to get these two on here for a live stream so they can come and talk about FPL live on the stream. You guys can really get to know them and ask them any questions. That's what I really want to do. I was going to think about making a video with them, but I don't have much time to do that anymore now that I got, school starting next week. But I want to get Blues FPL and Adam FPL on my channel. Same thing with FPL graduates and whatnot. Let's see. Lots of noise about the Liverpool injuries, but no one mentions Chelsea's history of injury struggles. You guys have had a lot of injury issues this year. Have you guys had one game where you've had everyone healthy? Reece James, Chilwell, Ziyech, Kai Havertz, Timo, and Pulisic? I don't know if you've had that yet. Yeah, I agree. Going back to Cresswell. Cresswell is on the top of my target list for Game Week 19. Very top. Do I think this minus 12 is worth it? Fabianski, Maguire, Salah, Welbeck out. De Gea, Diaz, KDB, Martial. I'm assuming this is going to be for Game Week 18. I'm assuming it's an 18 squad. So, let's see. Fabianski, I'm assuming he's going to be hurt. I don't know if he'll be back. That's still up in the air. Getting rid of Salah, Welbeck. I'm a fan of getting rid of Welbeck, personally. Martial, I think, is good. For minus 12, I think minus 12 is so much to do. Because I think Maguire can do all right. But if you're going for 18, I think it's worth it. If you're going for Game Week 18, I think that's worth it. Mr. TV says, what do you think of this wildcard draft? Meilier, Cancelo, Diaz, Soufal, and Chilwell. All right, so far I like that back line a lot. Cancelo and Diaz, I love the City double up. I love Soufal in that Game Week 19 with that great double he has. And Chilwell has just been on fire all season, outside of like the last couple games. Salah, Bruno, KDB, Rafinha, Saka. I love that midfield. Antonio, Ings, Bamford. Just a draft, not sure. Maybe Kane instead of Salah. Yeah, the only issue I have with your squad, looking at it, is the fact that you don't have any Spurs assets, and that could really hurt you because Son and Kane are absolutely on fire this season, and I don't think that flame's going to go off anytime soon. I kind of want to knock on wood because I have Kane, but I don't have Son, so I don't think that's going to go out anytime soon. So I would try to see if I can get a Spurs asset between Son or Kane. The only thing I'm seeing you're missing with your squad, but other than that, I think that squad is great. That squad is great. Appreciate it. Cheers, man. No worries, Thomas. Respect the dedication to read every comment. I do my best, man. I'm trying so hard. It's almost like a bittersweet. The bigger my channel gets, the harder it is to read every comment. Now I want to read as many comments as possible, man. I want to help out as much as possible. I want to answer everything, but it's hard the bigger my channel gets because you saw earlier in the like 30 minutes ago I was like 20 minutes behind. Yeah, it's so hard to keep up with it sometimes, but I try my best. Did I qualify for the Fantasy Cup? I did not. I lost. They had Harry Kane. They had Son. They had Walker Peters. I was in for it. And they captained Son, I believe. But it's one of those weeks. I mean, I'm kind of glad I'm out of the cup because now I don't have to worry about it too much. But it does suck losing first round. Lukaku, fastest player to hit, I think, 50 goals for Inter. I think he just reached that the other day. He's been great since he went to Inter. He's been great. Would love to see Juventus dethroned. Italian football is good again. It's good to see Italian football back up. You know what I mean? I'm hoping AC Milan can start stepping up. I haven't seen how they've done really this season. I would have to actually let me see if I can look real quick on my phone. On a side note, I posted this on my Twitter, but if season was to start, if next season started today, right, and we were refreshing, how much would you pay to have Trent Alexander-Arnold into your squad? How much do you pay? Because if he's at 7.5 again, he's not going to have anybody select him. At 6.5, assuming Van Dijk will be back and he'll be close to what he was before, or if not the same player. Hopefully he's the same player, if not better. You'll have Joe Gomez back. How much did you pay for Trent Alexander-Arnold? Also, I was thinking how as I look to see what the table is for Serie A, as I can't find it. I see Serie B. What the heck? I must have missed it. It's crazy how the season goes, right? At the beginning of the season, it was Aubameyang was essential. Trent Alexander-Arnold was essential. Patrick Bamford was a terrible decision to have. AC Milan's top of the table. There we go. AC Milan top, enters second. Juventus is in fifth. Whoa. And they're 10 points back. Dang. Roma's balling out. Roma created a ton of opportunities. Good to see that, man. But yeah, it's crazy how the season goes. For me, Liverpool, says Dylan, for me, Liverpool need more squad depth. Should invest in someone like Shaver from PSV. I actually don't know who that is. I'd have to look that up. But it's crazy because their depth attacking, I think, is solid, right? It's when Diogo Jota is healthy, that brings them a great player off their bench, even if he's not starting. They have Wijnaldum, who sometimes comes off the bench. They have Oxlade-Chamberlain off the bench at most times. It looks good. Thiago Henderson, obviously they start, but I think as far as their front line, I think it's solid, man. Even Shaqiri coming off the bench is a nice player to have, in my opinion. But that back line, I mean, now that Van Dijk's out and Joe Gomez is out, Fabinho's just really slow. He's really smart and a great player, but he's really slow as that center half, and throwing Jordan Henderson back there is a lot to ask. I was thinking about it too. If forbid Robbo has to miss a game or two, Liverpool would struggle going forward and defending. I think he's been their best player this year, probably, in my opinion, Robbo. Yeah, Lukaku definitely suits Italian football. 100% agree. I'm glad to see him doing well because he was not the same Lukaku at United, and it's nice to see him go to a new place and really just start balling again. Corey, I'm in the UK. First lockdown went on 26th of March. Okay, so 10 days after your birthday. Went on for 5 months. Oof. Oh, man. In California, we went on lockdown. I don't know how long ago, but sometimes I open up my Instagram and look at the stories. Some of my high school and college friends, and I think, oh, we're not in lockdown anymore. Anyway. Hopefully, I just hope that everything gets back soon, man. Leno, Arnold, Target, Cresswell, El Ghazi, Fernandez, Son, Soucek, Kane, Watkins, my team. I love that team. Leno is a great shout. Leno's a great shout over these next few matches because of how great their fixtures are for the most part over the next 5 or so. Arnold, Target, Cresswell. I love Cresswell. El Ghazi's been balling out himself, getting a ton of shots. His XG is incredibly high. Bruno's Bruno. Then you have Son, Saka. I had Saka at the beginning of the season, and now that he's a right wing, he looks great for his price range. Son's obviously incredible. Kane, Watkins. I think that squad is beautiful. I'm just scared that Fabio Silva is not nailed. I completely agree. That's definitely my worry too. I mean, I think for me, I would wait to see what press conference are saying or what rumors are moving into the game, and then once you start getting a better foundation on what's happening with Fabio Silva, then I would say go ahead and do it, right? So if there's no news on Fabio Silva starting, I'd probably do the -4 and just roll the dice, because I'd rather have Ollie Watkins come in and get me a 2-piece than Fabio Silva get me nothing. So especially because if you get in someone like Ollie Watkins, they can have Tottenham in 18 and they have a double in 19. Even though their double is really tough, still might pay off in the long run. But -4 is hard to take for any of these strikers. That's the hardest part. It's you're gonna have to be pretty lucky because again, for 18, I don't want any Sheffield striker. I want none of them. Newcastle, Callum Wilson's too expensive for that range. Burnley, I want nothing to do with Burnley's attack. United, they're all too expensive. Wolverhampton, Fabio Silva, obviously you have. Everton, too expensive. City, expensive. Brighton, I want nothing to do with Brighton. Really, it just comes down to Do you want a Sheffield United attacker, Burnley attacker, or I don't even know if Burnley might be too expensive too. So do you want a Sheffield attacker, or do you want Ollie Watkins to come in for Fabio Silva? That's tough. Maybe just roll the dice, but I would definitely wait for a little while. Bro, 100 plus points, that's crazy. Unlucky. Yeah, dude, I love Nathan Bacon, man. Ouch, that rival team. That's so hard, man. That 101 points. Oh. Oh man. It's Geez, I thought I was unlucky. Yeah, for real. The worst part about it too is I look at that team and I think like it's not like it wasn't a dead team that scored that scored. You know what I mean? Just unlucky. Just unlucky. Is this a good team for Game Week 18? Let's check it out. Check it out. Darlow, I like Darlow in 18. Holding, I like him. Bailly, I don't know. Is it Bailly or Bailey? I never know how to say it. He looks really good. Stones, he looks good. I'm assuming Ake and Laporte won't be back, so his spot should be fine. Rashford, Bruno, Soucek, KDB, Nato, Wilson, and DCL for starting 11. I like that a lot. I'm a big fan of it. I think you've hit the key players that I would want in my squad personally. Between if I was free hitting, I would have Wilson. I think Nato's great. Saka, KDB, Bruno. Yeah, I think that's a beautiful squad. Am I? Is that my phone? I never know if it's my phone or my internet. Or my laptop, I should say. But yeah, I think that team's solid. Yeah, I think it's a beautiful squad. I don't know if I would make any changes to it. 101, that's crazy, man. Don's definitely going to become a Chelsea supporter. Yeah, I definitely want to do a live stream with you guys. It's going to be hard for me moving forward just because, again, school is going to be tough for me to live stream. But when I live stream, I want to get you on, even if it's for like 5-10 minutes, just so you can talk about your squad. And you could get a good range of people, and they can check out your YouTube channel. Because again, I know how hard it is to when you first start a YouTube channel to get views, to get people to see you. Because again, you spend like for me, I remember spending hours on hours making a video, and then I'd go to like a incognito tab and YouTube it just to see how far it is down the channel. And like the algorithm would just have it so far, so deep, man. So that's why I definitely want to have you guys on here. And I like you guys personally. You know what I mean? So I like you guys and your new YouTube content creators. So I definitely want to get you on here. Don't get Cresswell, get Wan-Bissaka. I think for 19, Cresswell looks really good though. Me personally, I'd rather have Cresswell than Wan-Bissaka. But again, it's your team. You got to play your game. If you feel like Wan-Bissaka is the way to go, do it. Why he's nailed on, take set pieces, Soucek, goal and assist. I hope that Soucek character, man. Oh my goodness. Arsenal. Oof. I know. Should I become an Arsenal supporter? I don't know, man. What's your rank? Blues FPL. Don't have to answer if you don't want. Blues FPL. There you go. 290k with Soucek on the bench would put me in like 190. Hope most of you guys made it through to the next cup round. I hope so too. I'm super pissed that I lost mine 80 to 82. The worst thing is you had a beautiful week, absolutely unbelievable week. So it's hard because I want to say I wouldn't be upset scoring 80 points ever. 80 points is huge. It's gonna give you a huge green arrow, but it's just super unfortunate that the algorithm gave you someone who got you an 82 or the roll of the dice. Hopefully I get up to those type of ranks soon. I agree. I'm right there with you, Alex. I was happy I crossed into 1 mils. Somehow, some way, I'm gonna get into that 900k rank. Somehow. Soucek potato salad baller. Oh, I'm so hungry. Low Soucek. Oh, man. I want Soucek, but I don't want Soucek. Doing free hit now or in the next 4 to 5 days. I think now that it's been confirmed that Premier League football is going to be going, I would just hit the free hit chip. I mean, let me check what FPL statistics do, because again, this is a huge part of it. Fernandez going up in Soucek, so if you don't have those guys and you want them in, if you want a Lacazette in your squad, they're probably going to go up in price soon, and so you can try to see if you can get some value out of that. DCL, I don't know if they'll actually drop them. They might have them locked in at that price, them towers. But if you were convinced that you want a free hit, just hit the free chip and see if you can make a little bit of cash while you're at it. Yeah, I got knocked out of the cup, but I don't really care. Just happy Liverpool lost. Speaking like a true, I can't see who you support. I don't know who you support, but that's hilarious. I agree. I mean, I try not to. I said it last season. I said it again this season. I try not to put too much value into the cup, and then here I am looking at my Cup's opponent my opponent the whole time. Alex, what's your plans for DCL? That's a good question. For those with DCL, what are you guys' plans? Will Shea Adams be back for the double game week? It's too early to tell. I believe he's going through concussion protocols from the only thing I was able to read, because he got kicked in the head, which is still unreal to me. But I think that if I had to put money on it, it's his double game week's like 10 days away. Let me see actually when Southampton played next in 19. Southampton don't play till Saturday the 16th, so they don't play for like 10 days. So I think he'd probably be back by then if I had to take a guess. Juve is bad. They're not bad when they play Barcelona and they beat us 4-0 and win a division. Another question: would you keep Son or Rashford for double game week? Cheers for answering. Took your advice to get Holding this week. Hey, it worked out well. I was thinking about that because I think I gave you the advice to bring in Holding, and then I didn't do so myself. I brought in Diaz instead, and I was thinking to myself like, why don't I take my own advice, man? Ugh. All right, so for me, I think the appeal of the double game week makes me want to go Rashford. Now I haven't done any research on these two because they're not in my price range and what I'm looking to get. So it's hard for me to fully say. So I want to do more research before I feel more comfortable getting Son or Rashford. But I think off the top of my head, the double game week is really appealing. Even though Rashford plays against Liverpool, that could be a cheeky 2 points. And they also play Burnley. But even after that, you look at who United play. This is United I picked, right? Yeah. You look at who United play over the next few games. They have Burnley, then they have Liverpool, which is tough. But then they have Fulham, Sheffield United, Arsenal, Southampton, Everton, West Brom, Newcastle. So very, very favorable run of fixtures. If we look at Harry Kane, or if we look at Son's fixtures here, not as good, but of course they do have good ones, right? So they have Sheffield in 19. I think maybe Son could outscore. Rashford on double game week off of Sheffield United alone. But long term, I think probably Rashford. But I don't know. Let me do some research on that, and I'll get back to you. Also, if anyone wants to join a Discord, let me know, and we can join. And I'll send a Discord link out. It's obviously free. Just come and chat FPL with us. It's I think it was Wilbur. Wilbur, if you're here, it was your idea. And it's been awesome to be able to chat with you guys. But I would like to do more research before I feel comfortable answering that question further. How you doing, mate? Love the content as always. Hey, I appreciate that. Honestly, that means a lot. As far as how I'm doing really well, man. I'm just a little hungry. I could do for a drink right now, but other than that, I'm doing well. How are you doing? Also, thank you for showing up. Leno Arnold, Target, Cresswell, Ghazi, Fernandez, Son, Soucek, Kane, Watkins on my team. A solid squad. My camera goes off. If you're new here, my camera goes off every 20, 15 minutes, whatever it is. Very solid squad. Thoughts on my 10-man Game Week 18 squad. Martinez or De Gea? Yeah, okay. I like De Gea more, but I see Martinez is still a good option in my opinion. Tierney, Target, Diaz, March, KDB, Fernandez, Nato, Kane, and Martial. I think that is beautiful. I think that's an incredible squad. I mean, Tierney, obviously, you saw what he did last week. He had like 5 attempted assists. Let me just fact check myself real quick to see how many attempted assists he had. But obviously, he came away with 18 points. And he had 4 attempted assists, 2 shots. We've been hearing how good Tierney was for a while, and it's good to see him starting to get going, right? Target's a tough match, but is what it is. Diaz is solid. March is there for a couple points. KDB lovely. Fernandez lovely. Nato I think could be in for a good week. Kane could be in for a good week as well, even though a tough Villa side. And Martial, I think that's a beautiful squad, Corey. Beautiful squad. Arnold is not good in defense. There you go, Ahmed. Ahmed says it. I agree. I don't know. I'll have to double check that. Please answer. Or are you asking me? Wait, are you asking me a question or are you saying my screen? I thought I answered yours. Oh, I'm also 12 minutes behind. Yeah, I think that squad's beautiful. I mean, for me, Arnold would probably be the one that I would look at. But other than that, I like Target. Even in this tough fixture, he has a good run of fixtures after that. Cresswell's nice. El Ghazi is incredible. Fernandez, Son, they're incredible. Saka, I think, for his value is beautiful. And in his next 4 games, I think are very favorable. And now he's playing as a right wing. And Kane and Watkins, I think that's a great squad. My only concern is Arnold. My only concern. I'd have to fact check. I'd have to go into and do some details on that. But I got to go get some. Hey, thank you so much for showing up, Miss Sexy Diva. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you, everyone, for showing up and being active. This is awesome. Good to see you. Hopefully you have a great week, Miss Sexy Diva. Keep until Game Week 23, Kobe, then revise is what I'm going to do. I like that move. What's my ideal playing 11 for Game Week 18? I could do a free hit real quick, and I could try to show you guys. Let's see. I'd have Cancelo, Diaz. I'd have... let's not do Basuma. Let's just go Salah. Let's go Salah. I'd go... All right, so I'm going to do a real quick free hit squad. And then I could catch up on comments. I'm going to have KDB in for here. I'm going to double up on City defense, go all or nothing there. I'm going to probably go... Dyer's not going to be playing. I would rather have... Let me see what the schedule is. I could go for... I think maybe United defense. I'll probably go United defense. Let's go Maguire just off the top of the head. Maybe we'll get lucky with Maguire goal. Martinez, I don't think would be in goal. I think I'd rather have Darlow for Newcastle. I think that's a better chance at a clean sheet. And mix it up a little bit. I go Darlow. Again, this is just real quick off the top of the head. Rafinha would be out, obviously. Bamford would be out. I'd probably keep DCL just for the week. Let's see if I can squeeze in Son. Actually, see if I can squeeze in Rashford. Squeeze in Rashford. It would look something like this, and then for that, Robbo would be out. I don't know who I'd replace with Robbo. Let's see who I can get. Who else would I like? Maybe I'll go El Ghazi. Maybe I go Saka. Probably go Saka here. Where's Saka at? Just real quick off the top of the head. Saka would go there. Let's just get Nketiah. And how much money? I don't have enough cash for that. Forwards. I know this is real sloppy. It's a terrible screen, but I'm trying to get my best free hit squad that I can get for Game Week 18. This is real quick off the top of my head. I will be most likely making a video on... I'll most likely be making a video on this. And defender. Making a video so I can dive deeper into it and get a better idea of what I want to do. Maximum price of 4... Let's go 3.8. Why not? So it looks something like this. This would essentially be... Again, this is real quick off the top of my head. Something that what I would do for that squad. I really want to get in that... I really want to get in that City as much as possible. I really like their chances versus Brighton. I really like United against Burnley, so I'm going to triple up on both of them. I'm going to keep Harry Kane against Villa for the time being. I don't think I want to double up on Spurs for that match because Villa are really good. Grealish probably stays in because you never know with Grealish what he can do. And Saka, I mean, I could switch out Maguire and go Tierney. That could be a great option. And maybe instead of... I think maybe Tierney over Maguire is probably a better option. But it would look something along those lines. I'll stay here for now. Something along those lines. Did I see my previous one? I did not see your previous one, Viren. It doesn't show on my chat. If you could just say it again, I'm trying to look for it real quick. I don't see it anywhere here. I don't know why. Sometimes it does that. If you ask the question, please ask it again. I'll get to everyone's questions. But Viren, I did not see your comment. Please comment again. Finished on 59 bit of a man a week. Yeah, same here. I got 61. I mean, 61 most weeks I'd be happy with, but this week it gave me a red arrow, so it definitely sucks. Javon says, thanks, bro. I'm going to put my post notification on. Hey, that'd be sweet, man. That'd be sweet. Appreciate it. Imagine FPL Don and Nathan Bacon collab. I want to do that so bad. I want to do that. I can't tell you how bad I want to do a collab with Nathan Bacon, man. I feel like one day when COVID restrictions are up, I'm going to go hang out with Nathan Bacon. We'll make a video, and then we'll just go out on a night in the town and just have some fun, man. But yeah, I definitely want to do a collab with Nathan Bacon. That'd be so funny. I love that guy. Would I recommend a wildcard if you have... Also, I want to do... anyway. Would you recommend a wildcard if you have no City players for the double game week? I think so. I mean, I would have to see the rest of your squad to really comment further on that. But I do think that having City players for that double game week is huge. I think having City players for the next 5 game weeks... You look at their schedule, I'll show you. You look at their schedule over the next 5 game weeks, I think you have to be up on City. You look at... It's right here. You have Brighton, Crystal Palace, Villa, West Brom, Sheffield, and Burnley. So for the next 5 game weeks, I feel like I would definitely want to have as much City players as I felt comfortable about having. But I also, if you have like I think if you also have a solid squad for 18, and you have like, I don't know, 8 players, 9 players, and you could find a way to get in at least one City player, I think that that's fine having just one for now. But then again, the week after, I don't know. I'd have to see your squad. You just gained a subscriber. Hey, I appreciate that a lot. Seriously, that means a lot. Hopefully I can do my best to put a smile on your face and just make this enjoyable. Make FPL fun. Funner. More fun? Funner. More fun. More fun. I got triple West Ham defense in the double. Woo! I love that. I love that. West Brom and Burnley, two of the worst scoring defenses. I think the only worst scoring squad is Burnley. Or no, Sheffield, sorry, because Burnley's playing in that. I love that with double West Ham. You have Soufal, I'm assuming, Fabianski, and Cresswell. That looks lovely. Isn't it lovely? Someone tag Nathan Bacon and tell him to jump on my channel, man. I think I'm going to wildcard at 18. I could get a playing 19 bench boost team, but I'm really not happy with it. But using that wildcard will allow me to have a bench boost I'm confident with. I like that, Jake Jones. Going back to, I forgot who asked it. Was it Albin? Yeah. Albin, if you could get a wildcard and get a solid squad for that bench boost, because you can bring in, like, Dallas is a cheap option. Soufal is a cheap option. They have really good fixtures and get a solid bench boost. If you want to use your wild card in that way, bring in some city attackers, bring in some United players, bring in some who was the other team I said? Some Tottenham players. I think you run it then. I think you run it. Thoughts on my Gameweek 19 squad. Martinez, I like. Okay, so you have Martinez, De Gea, Cresswell, Target, Dallas, Diaz, Soufal, Soucek, KDB, Bruno, Barnes, Rafinha, Bamford, Vardy, Martial. I love it. I love it. My only concern looking at your squad is Harvey Barnes. I'm not the biggest Harvey Barnes fan. He's just a little too inconsistent for me, right? So 1 week he'll score a goal, get you 10 points, 12 points, and then for like 3 or 4 weeks he'll just do nothing for you. And so for me, his inconsistency worries me on my squad. But every single other person on that squad, I'm a big fan of. I'm a big fan of everyone else. Martial is also a bit hesitant because of Cavani coming back from suspension, I believe, in 18. So I don't know how much time Martial gets, but he's looking good, Martial, when he plays. And they have a great run of fixtures, so maybe you just jump on the train early and hope he can reward you. But I think that squad looks great, Corey. How long is McCarthy out for? It's unsure with COVID, because he has COVID. That's the reason why he's out. So he could be fine in a few days. He could be out for quite some time. So it's uncertain at this moment from what I'm hearing. You never know, but definitely keep an eye out for it. I triple captain Antonio. One week too early. 2 weeks too early. Yes, bro. Arsenal. My one of my best friends that got me into FPL. He's supposed to be my editor, Dylan Dillpick. If you're listening to this, man, come through. Anyway, he's a huge Arsenal supporter. He's trying to get me to become an Arsenal supporter as well. I support United. Swoop. There it is. I support United, so that was a huge result for us. An unbelievable result for United. I wish Eric Castillo was here too, but I think Kobe's a United fan too. But United, you guys were struggling to start the season. You lost to Crystal Palace. You were a little bit of a chanting for Ole out. Missed out on Champions League. And the next thing I know, like, I had to wipe my eyes real quick. I look and you guys are just climbing up the table. You guys have figured out. You guys are looking great right now. United could win it this year, man. United could do it. Shout out to Bruno Fernandes. I think if I heard right, I think one of the commentators in the game was saying since Bruno came into the squad, United have scored the most points out of any team, I think. If I'm not mistaken. I'd have to fact check that, but that's what I thought I heard. I'm getting Rodrigo and selling DCL. I love that. Yeah, for me, DCL is gone. It's only a matter of time. And bringing in Rodrigo, I think, is a great shout. That's about as Top Gun as possible. What's up? Why? Are you on the phone? No. Get out of here. Yeah, super noticeable. You almost got out of my... Did you bring home food? I thought you were working. Anyway. Yeah, I think DCL's got to go. And I like Rodrigo. He gets a lot of opportunities. He's got a good run of fixtures ahead of him. For me, it'd be Bamford first, but I like the idea for Rodrigo. How many players do you have playing in 18? I got 10. Woo! Martinez, Reguilon, Tierney, Cancelo, Bruno, Grealish, El Ghazi, Wilson, Kane, DCL. That is a beautiful squad with great fixtures. I think you could be in for a huge week, Kobe. As of right now, I have 8. I have Martinez, Dyer. I'll show you right now. This is my squad going into next week. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I have 8. But if I do make the move from Salah to KDB, it will give me 9. And I think I could be in for a good one So I think I'm gonna do the KDB move, but it just hurts me to get rid of Mo Salah. It just hurts me. Who should I bring in for Drew for double game week down? I think I have 7.1 or 7 or 2 mil. Okay, so overall rank 2 mil. Okay, so for Giroud, I think it's around. Okay, so you have 7.1 mil. Let's look at it real quick. I think for sure you have to keep an eye out for Antonio. If he's healthy with that Burnley and West Brom fixture, you have to get him in. But my only concern with Antonio is that they're going to ease him into it. And with those games so back-to-back, I don't think he'll get that much playing time. But he's definitely someone I'll keep an eye out for to see what they say in press. If they say he's full go, he's completely ready to go at it, get him in your squad. I think other than that, I would look at, for 7.1, let's see. Shea Adams has too tough of a fixture, and he's going through concussion protocol. Callum Wilson's a great option. Callum Wilson has Sheffield, Arsenal, and Leeds. I think 2 of those 3, he's very capable of coming away with double-digit hauls. I think Bamford and then maybe Rodrigo, because they have Brighton, Southampton, Newcastle, Leicester, Everton, Crystal Palace. So I think one of those 2 could be really good. And Leeds are just, I'd back Leeds up against anybody right now in their ability to score. Even though they came away with even though they got clean sheeted and came away with a nice donut versus Tottenham, they still came away with some really good opportunities to score. So I still back Leeds in almost every match. I think those would probably be the only options I would look at. I wouldn't want any Brighton. No, yeah. So for me, it's gonna be Bamford, maybe Rodrigo, and see if Antonio is healthy. If you wanted to, I don't want to suggest Haller. Those would be the ones I would look at. Oh yeah, and Callum Wilson. Callum Wilson could be great these next 3 game weeks. The double game week, yeah. Hey Don, what do you think of my squad? Let me check it out, Josh. Oh, hit the wrong button. Your squad looks like 3304486. All right, so looking at your squad, Joshua, you have 0.6 in the bank. That's a good amount to work with. All right, Yerry Mina for me has to go. All right, let's actually look at it real quick. Your bench is solid. Soufal is great for that double game week. Dallas is phenomenal. And Seiss is looking dangerous on set pieces. Seiss is looking dangerous. And so I like your back line. My only concern, again, is going to be Yerry Mina. I think at 5.6, you could do a lot better. You could bring in Reece James when he comes healthy. You could bring in Diaz, Cancelo. Those would be the options I would look at. You can even jump to Chilwell, I think, with the amount of money in the bank you have. That's what I would look at doing for me personally. Again, he's just too expensive for Everton's shaky defense. So I would try to bring in one of those guys. Your midfield is great. I think Sigurdsson is a tough call, but I like it because he has been super creative lately. He has been super creative, and at 6.8, I mean, maybe you could drop down to Rafinha. Maybe you drop down to maybe you drop down to Rafinha and save you some extra cash to float around with. But I'm not against Sigurdsson. Again, he's looking good over his last few game weeks. For me, my first move to do, if outside of game week 18, 19, is probably drop Yerry Mina. Bring in Cancelo, bring in Diaz, bring in Chilwell. One of those 3. Other than that, your squad's beautiful. Soufal is great. Dallas is great. You can even, if you really wanted, you could drop Yerry Mina down to a 4, like Strauk or Branthwaite, who's like 3.9, and save you some cash. You could upgrade Sigurdsson. You could bring in Jack Grealish. You could bring in, because I would save you about 1 point. You'd have about 2 mil to spend. You wouldn't be able to get too much for that 8 mil that I would necessarily like. But that's what I would do. Either bring in one of those City defenders, a Chelsea defender, or drop them all the way down to a 3.9 and save that cash to upgrade like Sigurdsson, NATO. Also look at Rafinha. Also look at Saka to bring those guys in. If you want an Arsenal defender, that's also a good shout. Maybe even Dyer, as I swallowed down the wrong pipe. I'm gonna take my time. But yeah, great squad. I like your squad, man. That's beautiful. Let's see. I'm thinking of risking game week 18 with just Kane, Son, Diaz, Bruno, Watkins, holding, and maybe saving free hit. I think that's fine, James. I think that's one of those where you have the big players outside of KDB. So you're probably you might get a red arrow, but just take it to the chin and hold that free hit for later. I mean, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. it's a bit. I mean, for me, I think the cutoff is about 7 or 8, and so I'd probably want to. If you could find a way to bring in somebody else, if you could find a way to bring in one more player, I think I'd be fine saving the free hit, because again, you have the big name players, and I think you could just take that one to the chin and move on. 6-7, yeah, Kobe, this is incredible, man. This is the most I've ever had ever. Thank you everyone for showing up and being active, man. This is unbelievable. Thank you guys, man. I'm good, mate, says Sam. Love the shirt giving me Freddie. Yeah, check it out, dude. Shout out Sweden, man. Tak. I think that's how you say thank you in Swedish. Freddie Lundberg vibes. I was going more for yeah, actually I'll take that, man. Martinez. I want to go to Sweden so bad. So badly. Martinez, Diaz, Cancelo, Wan-Bissaka, Lowton, KDB, Son, Bruno, Kane, Watkins. 10 players in 18. That's huge. Would I take a -4 to bring in a player for fielding 11? If so, who? I wouldn't take a -4 to bring in a player with what you have there. I think having 10 players with the 10 players you have is perfectly fine. It's incredible. The only reason I would take a -4 to bring in 11 is if you were to bring in a Florida's calling me right now. Is to bring in. No, I don't know if I would do that. I mean, if you had somebody that you're willing to give up, and bring in Callum Wilson. To bring in Callum Wilson, I would do that, but I wouldn't necessarily force my hand and destroy my squad to do that. I think your squad for going into Game Week 18 is perfect. Game Week 18, would I go Tierney or Maguire? I'd probably go Maguire's probably the safer choice. I still think Crystal Palace with Zaha with Eze could probably score a goal, maybe. And I think Burnley just struggle to score. I mean, their best player scoring wise is Wood, right? And he's just a big body, but Maguire's also a big body and he can defend in that. So Maguire, in my opinion, Maguire's at his most vulnerable when someone has speed. When someone could try to dribble around him like you saw with Sterling, like you saw with was it Mbappe? And that's when I think Maguire is most vulnerable. But Chris Wood does not have that speed, and he's just a big body, and that just plays right into Maguire's hand. So I think they have a better chance to get a clean sheet, Maguire. But yeah, that's my thought. I think they're both really good options though. Wan-Bissaka better than Diaz or Cancelo? I don't think so. I think I'd rather have Diaz or Cancelo. For this one game week, no, I think I'd still rather have Diaz or Cancelo. For the one game week, maybe Wan-Bissaka versus Burnley might be better, but I'm putting my money on Diaz. And City have the best defense in the league. They have the best defense in the league. 77 points with no McCarthy. Whew. Connor, that is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Also, if you want to join the Donatel's Mini League, there's a code in the description below. But yeah, 77 points, Connor. That is phenomenal. Watch my camera go off here in 3 seconds. Oh, man. No McCarthy, too. That's great. Skadoosh. What do I think about Soucek right now? I still think, for me personally, I still think it's a little early to jump on the Wolverhampton defense train. But it does look... Why'd I go to leagues? It does look like Wolverhampton are it looks like Soucek is back in favor. And I don't think he's going to be losing that spot anytime soon. He looks so dangerous on set pieces. You saw his beautiful finish he had this week. If you watched his tape for the last 2 or 3 game weeks, you'll see that every time they have a set piece, he is right in the thick of things. And he has great opportunity to score in all of them. He has Everton. So West Brom, I think he has a great fixture. Chelsea's tough. But then Crystal Palace, I still think with his schedule, I don't know if... I'd still rather have, with that cash, I'd rather have City, Chelsea defense, even maybe Eric Dyer maybe. Even United defense looks all right for the time being. But yeah, I like Soucek. I like Soucek. For me, it's just still a little early. Give me 1 second. I got to plug in my computer. It's officially going low on batteries. I just see if I could get something. Don and Mount, great entertainment. Hey, appreciate you, Will. I appreciate you showing up, man. Honestly. I'll get to your email after I'm done streaming, but thank you so much for showing up. Big fan of Will, myself. 87 points and bench 13. Oh my gosh. Oh, you had 87 points and you still benched 13? That's phenomenal. That is phenomenal. I just realized I'm 23 minutes behind. Let me catch up. Cancelo or Diaz for 18. Cancelo for 18. He just gives me attacking returns. I appreciate you, Blues FPL, man. Appreciate you. Thanks for tweeting at Nathan Bacon for me, man. Should we have a rap battle, me and Nathan Bacon? Forget Arsenal, come with us. Come on, you Spurs. Hey, but Alex Morgan left, man. How am I supposed to support Tottenham when Alex Morgan leaves? Although on a side note, I was a big pseudo Tottenham supporter. 10 years ago when Bale, Modric, and Clint Dempsey were there? Yeah, especially when Clint Dempsey, man. Should you free hit Gameweek 18 if 7 players are playing? I think for me that's a cutoff. If 7 or 8 is the cutoff for me, it depends on who you have, right? So if you have if Brewster's in that list, if Burke, McBurnley, so if you have Sheffield players in that list, if you have Burnley players in that list, if you have Brighton players in that list, I think for me I would take that free hit. I would use it. But if you have Cancelo, Diaz, KDB, Bruno, Rashford, Kane, Son as your 7, I think you're fine. DCL has been going down in the price for days, but hasn't. Thoughts? I think the towers are up to it. I think once a player has been outperforming their price that they got at the beginning of the season. You saw the same thing with De Bruyne last year. That when he got hurt, he only dropped 0.1, even though he was out for 2 weeks and everyone was dropping him. I think that the towers say, okay, he's still underpriced at 7.8. Let's just keep him there, 7.9, whatever it is. I don't think he'll drop. If he drops, he's only going to drop once. Salah out and De Bruyne or Sterling in. For me, it's KDB. I mean, I'm currently thinking about the same thing, taking out Salah. I'm not bringing it. If I had the option between KDB and Sterling, it's going to be KDB every time. Yeah, because he's always involved with everything. Since Bruno's debut, Man United have the most points out of any team in the league. There it is. Since Bruno went to United, most points out of any squad in the league. And look at how much United were struggling before Bruno came. That just speaks to how great Bruno is. I think as a leader too, because he seems like a great leader. Liverpool needs someone like KDB or Bruno. I think so. I'm curious to see what Thiago and Henderson play like when they're both playing midfielder. When they're both in the midfield, excuse me. Because Henderson today was playing as a center half, and I think we were only able to see that when Thiago came in, his first game, he came in the second half, and it looked phenomenal. But outside of that, he's been hurt, and I think Henderson was hurt for a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. But I really want to see how Thiago and Henderson can play in the midfield together. I feel Game Week 19 is when a lot of teams' ranks are going to flip. Yeah, for real. Sharduel, I mean, you're going to have a lot of players who haven't been planning to use or haven't been planning for 18 and 19, don't know what to do, and you're going to have a lot of people hopefully get huge results, and hopefully we're part of that squad that jump up and get some nice green arrows. My squad for 19: Fabianski, love it. Martinez, Cancelo, Cresswell, Soufal, Rabo, Dallas, Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe at 4.4 is a great option for anyone looking for a cheap midfield option. Smith Rowe for Arsenal. Rashford, Bruno, Salah, Rafinha, Adams, Bamford, Vardy. I'm using my bench boost. JJ Langs, I think that has 100 points written all over it. 100 plus for sure. That is incredible, man. I love that squad. I'm super envious of what you have here. And big fan. Mr. Tripwire, YT. For those who like Call of Duty Mobile, Mr. Tripwire YT does it. Also, I want to shout out Blues FPL and Adam FPL. They're both in the chat. They both are brand new YouTube content creators. It's so important for us to support brand new YouTube content creators because it's so hard for them to get their name out there. Two really good content creators and two really good people that I've been able to know. Check out all three of those if you like Call of Duty, Mr. Tripwire YT, Blues FPL, and Adam FPL if you like FPL. Incredible, man. Record breaking for sure. Man. Name me one FPL content creator who could beatbox and spit big pun bars. I don't know if I could beatbox, man. I feel like I'd be a bit embarrassing if I beatbox, but I can definitely hit you with any lyrics, really, man. Big pun. Let's see. Well, who's I listening to today? I was listening to Tribe Called Quest today. I was listening to Andre 3000, obviously MF Doom still. Rest in peace, MF Doom. Rest in peace, Five Dog. Man. Who else is in the hip-hop game and the FPL game at the same time? So, I type a text to a girl I used to see. Oh, yeah, that's what I was quoting Andre 3000 earlier when I was thinking about getting rid of Mo Salah. And then it came, don't do it, reconsider, read some later. Barnes or Madison. For me, I did beatbox. That's right, I did beatbox on one video like Will Smith and Men in Black. That's right. That's what he does in Men in Black. Barnes or Madison? It's got to be Madison. Madison is on fire right now. I'll pull up some stats real quick on Madison and show you how good he's been. Let's see. I don't want to go midfield. I want to go Leicester. Harvey Barnes is a bit too inconsistent for me. And Madison, we look at his last few game weeks. He's averaging about, if we go back 4 game weeks, he's 4, 9, 12, 14 divided by 4. He's averaging like 3.5 attempted assists per game. And he's averaging 6, 7, 10. He's averaging 2.5 shots per game. So James Madison for me over Harvey Barnes for sure. James Madison's looking really good. Hey, bro, I know, right? I know, it's crazy, man. Shout out you guys. Shout out everyone out here being so active and being awesome. You guys are the best, dude. For real, I don't know if I deserve that, Mr. Tripwire, but I'll definitely accept the compliment, and that I'm thankful and grateful and humbled at the same time. Humbled to say the least. 83 points? Look at you and your humility, man. You did okay this week and then dropping 83 points. That's phenomenal. Hey, that's a great week, man. 83 points. Highlight was keeping the faith with KDB and captaining Son. Yeah, dude. KDB. A lot of people were saying KDB's done, and look at that. He turned out and dropped like a 13, 14 pointer. If you make it to Sweden, shout out, mate. We can hang out. If I make it to Sweden, I will for sure hit you guys up. I think I talked about it before. I was actually planning to go to Sweden with my pops before COVID hit, because my pops speaks Norwegian. He's part Norwegian, or he lived for a while in Norway. Our parents, like our ancestry is Scandinavian, really, and he wants to go back and see the Northern Lights and bring his wife. And so we were planning to go to Sweden, and I really want to go. There's a spot in Norway. You can look it up on YouTube. I wouldn't mind if you left my stream right now and looked it up because it's so dope. There's a spot in Norway where you can go trekking and you can go surfing underneath the Northern Lights if you plan it out right. And so there's a spot that you can go. Oh, that is my goal. So we're trying to go to Sweden and check that out. Anyway, I definitely want to go to Sweden, man. 70 points, Captain Salah. Oh, Salah, man, crazy. No, 70 is still phenomenal. 70 is still phenomenal, man. Check my team. Yes, I can. Denise, I will for sure. Your team number is 4805500. Also, Mr. Tripwire, I think on your video I watched you melee, and I commented how I'm terrible at meleeing. After I watched that video, I went and played it around, and I decided just to melee at the very beginning, and I died 2 times in a row as first blood. I'm terrible at meleeing in Call of Duty. All right, so this is your squad, Denise. Hopefully I'm saying your name right. Yeah, 0.1 in the bank, not too much to work with cash-wise. Also a great week with 63 points. If I look at your squad, the 2 big things that jump out at me are going to be Barnes and Mina. Barnes and Yerry Mina. For me, I think I'd rather have, I said it before, I'd rather have James Madison, but you don't have enough cash. My camera. You don't have enough cash to jump up to Madison. I personally would probably drop Barnes down to Rafinha and save me some money. We go save that money. Shout out Lil Dicky. As far as 18, you have, I guess you probably keep Mina for 18. Cancelo, Patricio, Mina, Fernandez, Son, Rashford, Kane, DCL. So I wouldn't use my free hit this week. I think you have enough good playing players that I would just hold on to it. And going into 19, depending on your plan, going in 18, 19 plans aside, my big concern is going to be Harvey Barnes. That's my biggest concern. After 18, I would drop Yerry Mina and try to bring in, maybe you could go double city defense. You could try to bring in maybe some Arsenal defender with Tierney, maybe Holding if he can still hold on to his spot. You can maybe bring in Dyer. He's a cheap option. You already have Chilwell, so I wouldn't want to double up on Chelsea assets. But those are the 2 things that pop out at me. Everything else looks great, man. Everything else looks great. Ward-Prowse is another one that's a little worrying, but he's so lethal on set pieces. I'm fine with having Ward-Prowse personally. For me, it's got to be Barnes and Mina. Also love the jersey. No room for racism on this channel. Yeah, dude. DCL for me is on the rocks. I think I'm gonna get rid of him, but I think you have worse things to look at like Harvey Barnes. Rafinha is a good shout. NATO Potence is also pretty decent. You can even go Soucek and save some cash. Those would be the first names I would look at. Gundogan has been on fire lately. Do you think he could be someone to focus on because of the easy Man City fixtures? I actually did a lot of research on Gundogan last night. For me, it's just tricky. It's just tricky because the only players I want from City are going to be Cancelo, DS, and KDB. That's it. I mean, if I had an unlimited amount of money, Sterling as well. But for me, those are the only ones I want. Because as much as Gundogan's been on fire, I think... Let me pull up the stats right now. I have it on my phone, on my Discord. Again, if you want to join my Discord, just let me know and I'll send the chat. Or I'll send the link. See if I can find the stats. What time did I do it at? Okay, so for Gundogan, he's averaging over his last 4 matches 2.5 shots per game, 1.25 shots on target over his last 4. He's averaging about... Before last game, he was averaging 0.43 expecting goal involvement per 90 and 2 attempted assists per match. So the numbers-wise, he looks incredible. He looks really good as far as passing the eye test. He's scoring a lot. And so for that reason, I do think he might be a good shout. But I'm just too scared with City, with Gundogan, thinking he might get rotated. And I think that you could go Saka, who's nailed on. You could go Rafinha, who's nailed on. But I do think if you're feeling brave, I do think Gundogan could be a good shout. But for me, it's just a bit too risky. Risque. Got to go as I have school tomorrow. Hey, school's way more important than my streaming for sure. Good to see you here, Corey. Good to see you here. Wilson should get some points against Sheffield. Absolutely. If there was, Wilson has to get points against Sheffield. And in 2 weeks after that, he has Arsenal. And then 2 weeks after that, he has a good fixture as well. So I back Callum Wilson over these next couple matches. Let me turn up the brightness on my screen. KDB is a very safe bet. Dude, KDB is a bet. I love KDB. Best midfielder in the world since Carly Lloyd. Hey, mate, can I send you my free hit draft and see if you make any corrections? Absolutely. Send it to me for sure. You can either send it to me on Twitter. You could just type it up onto here and I'll see it. But yeah, let me know what your free hit squad is and I'll definitely check it out. If Wilson doesn't get any points against Sheffield, I'm done. It could happen, man. It could happen. I'm a fan of both FPL and hip-hop. I'm a huge Nas fan. Woo! JJ Legs, man, you've now entered the realm of my favorites, man. Yeah, Nas, huge Nas fan. Obviously, Illmatic, one of the best albums of all time. His last album was really good. I liked it. So, Nas, who are your favorite rappers of all time? Obviously, you say Nas is one. I want to hear who else you like in the hip-hop game. If you haven't found out by now, I'm a huge hip-hop head. I'm trying right now to get a hip-hop poster right here. I don't know what I'm going to get. I was thinking maybe a Malibu Anderson .Paak, just because I love that album so much. But I really want to get maybe like an Andre 3000 poster right here. I think that's what I'm going to do. But I just got to find one. What's my rank goal for the end of the season? I think last season I ended about 250K, something around there. So anything better than that is going to be great. The only problem this year is that I don't know how much time I'm going to have moving forward with life getting a bit hectic as I kick my camera. But my rank goal would definitely be 250K plus. It's going to take a lot of work for where I'm at right now. Yeah, Alex. Isn't this incredible, Alex? Alex and Kobe, this is unreal, man. I'm feeling very humbled right now. Yo, Don, should I play a free hit next week? And can you check my team? I could definitely check out your team, Issa. I think I remember your name, so I could check it out right now. You're asking if you should free hit next week. 55 points, not bad. You have Johnson coming in, and you have Soucek coming in. Ooh, 13 points off the bench. That's going to bring you to, 68 points? All right, so should you free hit Gameweek 18? You have Johnstone, who does play, right? Actually, no, he doesn't play because he has double game week. All right. Robbo doesn't play. Soufal doesn't play. James Justin doesn't play. Rafinha doesn't play. Salah doesn't play. Bruno plays. Son plays. Yeah, dude, I would have to free hit. I would have to free hit with your squad because you don't have anyone playing next week. That's my only concern. For me, I like to hold on to my free hit. That's just what I'm thinking about doing. But you don't have anyone playing because Southampton doesn't play. And so looking at your squad, you're only going to have Bruno and Son playing. And for me, that's just you're going to lose way too many points and you're going to take a huge hit. I mean, because again, Bruno and Son could go off and you could get like 30 points between the two of them. But for me, if I were you, I would free hit. Also, good week with 68. Soucek first off the bench. That's nice. Thank you, Alex. I appreciate that, man. Yo, that's sick. I'm from Norway too, bro. How do you say Y'all, I learned, my dad taught me a phrase last night in Norwegian. I thought it was something cool until it realized that it just said like, I'm a stupid boy. I think that's what he I think that's what he told me to say. I forgot how to say that though. Cheers, Don. Appreciate it. Nice one. No worries, man. No worries. No worries, Alexia. Check my team. Yes, I can, Liam. 372-785. 281-330-8004. Hit Mike Jones up on the low because Mike Jones about to blow. All right. So you have 1.4 in the bank. You got a lot of cash to work with. 54 points. That's a good week. 54, and you had 11 off the bench, so you're going to end up with 65 points. That is awesome. All right. So first thing I see, you do have good depth there. All right. So as far as Game Week 18 plans, you're going to have Kilman if he plays. I don't know if he will play. So you have Kilman, Grealish, Bruno, Harry Kane. You're only going to have 5 players playing. You're going to have 5 players playing. So I would consider using the free hit if I were you. And see if I can get and you can get a full squad there. You have no City players, and that would worry me going into next week. But if you were to use a couple transfers, you could try to manipulate your way out of using a free hit. Maybe that's a way to go. But for now, I think the free hit's probably the way I would do it. As far as Game Week 19, you're looking great. Game Week 19 is looking great. You're gonna have Dallas coming in. You're gonna have Chilwell, Robbo, Dallas. John Stone or Martinez, whichever one you prefer. Probably John Stone, if I know their schedule. Mo Salah looks great. I mean, Mo Salah for me is definitely worrying. I'm thinking about dropping him for KDB, but if you want to hold on to him, I definitely get it. This dude is so good, it's only a matter of time before he bags a 15-pointer again. So it all depends on if you want to drop Mo Salah and maybe bring in like De Bruyne. But other than that, dude, I like your team. Having Dallas come in. Kilman's not the best option for me. Having Dallas come in for him is nice. Bamford's great. Kane's great. I love Rafinha. Soucek is great. Soucek's been balling out, so I can't hate that. Why you always hate? Hey, why you always hate? Bruno Fernandes. Yeah, so if I were you, the only moves I would make would be free hitting this week, and the week after, maybe try to bring in Soufal for Kilman. Maybe Soufal for Kilman. I think you have enough cash that you could even go Cresswell. You could try to bring in a City defender. Maybe bring in like Cancelo or Diaz. Maybe. That's what I would do. Overall, hey, great week. Great week. Can you look at my... yes, I can, Kobe. Leagues. If you want to join the Donatello's mini league, there is a code in the description below. Kobe, I did... I didn't... Why do I feel like I should know your name. On here. Is it click? Ain't nobody messing with my click. Ain't nobody messing with my click. Started late. That's right, because you changed it. All right. Kobe, who started late. Started Game Week 3, I believe. Ooh, Tierney. Great call on Tierney, man. And you'll have Soufal coming in for Reguilon. Ooh. So you're going to end up with 67 points. Great week. 70 points with Martinez coming in for Fabianski. All right, you have no money in the bank. Great team value. No room for racism. I love that. No room for racism on this channel. All right, so... Dude, this is a great squad. So going into 18, you have Reguilon, who hopefully plays. Tierney plays. Martinez plays because he's on your bench. Grealish, Fernandes, Nato, DCL, Kane. And then you have... Yeah, so you have 8 players. So maybe try to get one more player to play for your next squad or for next week. See if you could bring in, I don't know, maybe a cheap defender, something like that. But overall, man, I think your squad looks really good. As far as Game Week 19, off the top of my head, try to go real fast because I am behind on comments. As far as Game Week 19 plans, I would try to see if I can get in a City player. I mean, even right now, I try to bring in a City player. Reguilon may or may not start because he hasn't been playing lately. I don't know what's up with that. Maybe you just go safe and bring in a City defender for Reguilon. And that puts you in great option for Game Week 19 as well. Kobe, good week, by the way, man. It takes practice, Don. Seriously, bro. Once you have confidence with it, you can smash it. I'm also using a knife. I think I should be using an axe, right? I feel like axe is better than a knife. Whenever you're done, check out my IG story, and we'll see some mad ones. Okay, I'll definitely check out your IG after this. Finn Evans, free hit team this week is going to be Darlow, Cancelo, Wan-Bissaka, Tierney. All right, so let's start. Darlow I like a lot. Cancelo I like. Wan-Bissaka, Tierney. Love that back line. Sterling, Fernandes, Saka, KDB. Love that midfield. So far I have no problems with your squad. Rashford, Wilson, Lacazette. Bench is going to be Steer, Mitchell, Douglas, Burke. Any changes? My only concern with your squad is going to be the fact that you don't have any Tottenham players there. That's my only concern. Now, Tottenham do face Aston Villa, so it could be a really tough fixture for them. But all in all, dude, I think this is a great squad. I think it's a great squad. You're just gonna have to. Yeah, I think it's great. For me personally, I would probably rather have Harry Kane than Sterling in this match, but that's me. If you feel like you want to bring Sterling instead, you got to do what you feel is best for your squad. I don't see any problems. With this. I love the punt on Lacazette. Lacazette is definitely a risk, but it's a risk that can pay off dividends. So I like that squad, Finn. I think it's a beautiful one. How long do you think it will keep your wild card? I think as soon as I need it, I'm going to use it. At this point, if I look at the fixtures, it's probably going to come. If I had to guess, if I look at the fixtures and how I'm planning, it's going to come around game week 24. Yeah, probably game week 24. I don't know why I came to this. I already knew what the answer was. But I'm going to try to see if I can hold on to it. It's just going to come a point where if all my team's hurt, if some players have COVID, if my players are struggling and I need to make a lot of moves, I got to use it. Got to jump off now. Hey, thank you for showing up, Mr. Tripwire YT. Appreciate you, man. For real, I appreciate you a lot, man. Take it easy. Just landed back in the UK. Woo! How's your stay in Santiago? Yeah, that jet lag from LA to London is no joke. From LA to Heathrow, that jet lag hits. Are you looking at Tierney at all? I am looking at Tierney. I don't think I'm looking at him too seriously though, only because I think I have bigger I don't want to say fires, but I have other plans I think take priority, like bringing in KDB for Salah, dropping DCL and bringing in Soucek maybe. But I think my backline's fine with Cancelo, with Diaz, Dyer, and Robbo. I think I have 4 phenomenal defenders. I don't think I have to worry about rotating too much. I think I'd rather have Chilwell even than Tierney. But Tierney, I'm definitely going to do a lot of research in after this stream is done. Can you check my team? Yes, I can, Mark. Hopefully you're still here. It's been a while. I know I'm taking forever to get to comments right now. 3728 007. All right. 76 points. 76. You have 77 points this week. That's phenomenal. All right. You need some advice. I was thinking Watkins, Stones, and Smith Rowe for Adams, Podence, and Lewis. Yeah, so for sure you have to get rid of Lewis, Adams, and Podence. I don't know how long Adams will be out for, but too many of those yellow flags there. I like bringing in Watkins. I know he has a tough-ish run of fixtures here right now, but it does clear up after that. And Ollie Watkins, you never know. He could score against Tottenham. He could score against United. Not United. Is it City that they have in 19? Yeah, I think that's who it is. I like that. Stones, I like bringing in Stones. I think that's big time. Smith Rowe at 4.4 is probably the best 4.9 or cheaper midfielder out there right now. He looks so good these last couple of games. And if you bring in Stones, that gives you a solid depth in your defense. And I think that's true because everyone else who plays, Soufal is great, Holding's great, Sanchez is great. Sanchez is good. De Bruyne, Rafinha, Bruno, Salah, Bamford, Kane. I have no problem with anybody. Mitchell, hopefully he stays in the starting 11. Sanchez for me is a bit of a concern at goalkeeper, but I wouldn't be pressed to make a transfer for a goalkeeper right now, especially if it's going to cost you -4. So yeah, I do like getting rid of Podence. You could probably go with I like your moves. I'm a fan of that, Mark. I'm a fan. You can't be serious. That's great. Barcelona, man. If Barcelona would have been around, what was it 2000? Was it 2009 against Chelsea in the semifinals? Is that what it was? Yeah, man. Hey, right now is what it is. I don't want to say we have VAR in our favor right now because Barcelona just struggle in a lot of cases right now. My favorite FPL expert. Who's that? Are you talking? I feel like favorite FPL expert. I ain't no expert, man. I'm just a dude who loves FPL and hip hop and Rihanna. Planning on wildcarding soon. Any players you recommend? Okay, so for me, the players I recommend if you're wildcarding have to be City players: Cancelo, Diaz, De Bruyne. De Bruyne. You have to look at some United. Bruno Fernandes has to be top dog there. Maybe if you want to go Maverick, try to go Rashford, but I think that might be... I'd rather have Son, but I definitely think the Rashford call could be in. Got to look at Harry Kane and Son. They have a really good run of fixtures. They kind of like flip, right? So they have Villa who could be tough in 18, but then you have Sheffield, tough one in Liverpool. But if they're playing Henderson in that back line, I don't think it's that bad for Harry Kane. Then they have Brighton, who's good. Then Chelsea's tough. West Brom good. City tough. So it's almost like Jacob's ladder there. I think you also should look at maybe bringing a Chelsea defender in. They have a good run of fixtures here in a little bit. So like Chilwell could be good. I think Bamford's one that I would look at. Grealish is also another one. Who else? Let me look at the fixtures. I think Arsenal defender. You might want to look at Arsenal defense. Yes, Chelsea defense, Arsenal defense. I would look at Rafinha, Bamford, Rodrigo, maybe even Jack Harrison, Dallas. Some Leeds. The Leeds have a good amount of FPL assets I like, especially at their price range. Obviously, Robbo's phenomenal. Like I said, Cancelo, Diaz, KDB. United, got to have Bruno, period. Get Bruno in your squad, period. Maybe Newcastle if you want to go Callum Wilson, excuse me. Callum Wilson for these next 3 game weeks. Some Spurs between Kane and Son. And see if you can bring in Cresswell and see if Antonio is healthy. Those are the players off the top of my head who I would look to bring in. KDB blank for a while too. City was bad in finishing. I think Liverpool is following suit. Yeah, every team, every person is going to go through their dry spells where you're thinking, I got to get rid of them. It's all about holding on and being patient. My only thought, though, with breaking that is that KDB has such a good run of fixtures, I think that he outscores Salah over the next 5. That's my only concern. Salah could break out at any time and go back to his Salah ways and get double-digit hauls. But I think with the fixtures that KDB has going forward, I think I want to switch. Switch. My face is way too big. Let me shrink myself real quick. I didn't realize how big that was. All right, there we go. My head looking like Megamind. It snows, but not for long, Kobe, so it turns into ice. Ooh, I hate that ice, man. When I was living in Utah, I can't tell you how many times I slipped on ice while I was walking. But that's a good shot, Ahmed. It's definitely important to be patient with those big hitters. What do I think for this team for free hit? Martinez, Diaz, Stones, Tierney, Rashford, Saka. What do I think of this team for free hit? Martinez, I like. Diaz, Stone, Tierney. I like that back line. Martinez does worry me, though, against Spurs, but he'll probably get a couple save points. It might be better to go to, like, De Gea, who has Burnley, but that's just a thought. Rashford, Saka, KDB, Bruno, and Son. I like that big time. Yeah, I'm a big fan. Joe, I think your squad is beautiful for your free hit. My only thought is maybe see if you can go Martinez to De Gea. If that's too much cash, I like Martinez. I think that's a beautiful squad, man. A beautiful squad. I'm a stupid boy is Yarig and Doom Gut. I did not say that right at all, did I? I feel like I just embarrassed myself on camera, which I've done many times in my life. What teams do I think will make top 4? At this point, who knows? I think my preseason guesses were Liverpool, in no order. Liverpool, United, City, and I think Chelsea. I think those are my top 4 predictions going into the season. But right now, I have no idea, man. I have no idea. If I had to guess just off the top of my head, it would still be Liverpool, United, City, and maybe I don't know about that 4th team. Tottenham, maybe? I don't know. That's tough. Well, Alex, you're from Scotland. That's so cool. Yeah, Alex from Tottenham, man. I want to go to Scotland so bad. Why did I say? I feel like I said Tottenham there. Son or Salah for Gameweek 18-19. I have KDB, Bruno, and Kane. I think I'd probably have Salah. Salah has a double in 19. I'd rather have Salah. There's a heck of a lot of snow in Manchester. I was nearly snowed in this morning. For real? Whoa. When I was living in London, because I've lived in Utah, right? And when it snows there, it snows like it buckets of snow. I was living in London, it snowed like maybe an inch, 2 inches, and the whole city shut down. Trains weren't going anymore. Buses were super slow. It was crazy, man. My top 10 all time in no order: Nas, Ghostface, MF Doom, All caps when you spell the name. Kendrick, rest in peace. Not Kendrick, rest in peace, MF Doom. Kendrick, Biggie, Jay-Z, Andre 3000, Black Dot, Rakim, Kanye. JJ Lang, you officially entered my favorite one among my favorite people here on this chat. I have no problems with that list at all, man. I love that. I love that list. I also think that Kendrick gets a lot of hate, man, on FPL community. I saw a tweet that talked about Kendrick being one of the greatest all time, and I don't know why people don't have him in their top 10. What more do you want? The dude's already got what two all-time albums. He has 4 incredible albums, 5 essentially. I don't know what more Kendrick has to do. I love that line. I love that list. For me, Andre 3000 is my favorite rapper of all time, and I love the Black Dot, most underrated of all time. Thanks, Adam. Yeah, I wish it was like here. It was heavy snow. It looks awesome. It makes you feel like a kid again. That first snowfall, man. That first snowfall is so fun. Yo, Donnie, loving that Sweden shirt. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Look at that. Isn't that sweet? My best friend gave it to me. Should I put up my Swedish jersey? I have a Swedish flag in my room. Should I put up a Swedish flag up here for for next week? I have a Swedish flag in my room because my buddy, when we had if you weren't here, we did a jersey swap when we were living in England. We played a football match, and afterwards we swapped. I gave him a San Diego Chargers jersey. He gave me the Swedish jersey, and then he gave me a flag too and signed it. It's pretty dope. It's pretty funny. Anyway, Moldy, I was gonna ask you. I was hoping you were here. What's up with Fabio Silva? That's the question. That's it. Because someone on here, I forgot who it was, they're asking about Fabio Silva going into 18, and they weren't sure if they should take a -4 to take out Fabio Silva to bring in someone else. Considering Silva's not getting too much playing time. Yeah, bro, we would love to visit like Edinburgh one day and Glasgow. Other than Chelsea, do you support any Scottish team? Good question. Good question. That's not for me. That's for someone else. My free hit for 18, defense, Holding, Fernandez, Wan-Bissaka, Diaz. I like that back line. Midfield, Fernandez, Rashford, Son, Grealish. I like that. Forward, Kane, Wilson. I'm not sure about Grealish. I agree. Grealish going up against Tottenham, I wouldn't necessarily back that. But there is a lack of playing. There is a lack of playing midfielders that week that I would necessarily like. I mean, Saka is definitely one to look at too. But yeah, I agree. Grealish is definitely questionable for that. My only thoughts looking at your squad would definitely be that city representation. You only have Diaz, and that's it from in your free hit squad. But again, the only player I want other than Diaz and Cancelo is going to be KDB, and he's super expensive if you want to go with Fernandez, Rashford, Son, and Kane. Come to Winnipeg. It's snowing every other day. Said no one ever. Winnipeg, man. Shout out Winnipeg. How'd you do? Good question for Moldy. Yeah, I thought about Spurs players, but as a Brighton fan, I think Sterling could really expose... Ooh, there we go. Bro was burned at left back at Brighton. Really bad and slow player. Can't stand watching him as a Brighton fan. That is a good shout. I have not thought about that yet. You're right. He is pretty slow. Because Lamptey's not going to be back, right? Yeah, I don't think Lamptey's going to be back. He's still going to be hurt. And Sterling could have a field day on the counterattack. That's a good shout, man. That's a good shout. I'm going to have to dive into that one after the stream. Also, Brighton Beach is nice. I went to Brighton Beach a couple times. Whoop! I really enjoyed Brighton Beach, man. I want to go back. Soucek, dude, I feel you, Moldy. Moldy, I feel you. That Soucek character, dude. Oh, got me again. That's 4 times he scored and been on my bench. Still haven't learned my lesson. Oh. Ugh, it's so hard though. It's so hard for me to put him on my bench if I had him. I get, or to put him in my starting 11. I get it, but yeah, that is rough. But yeah, what's the average this week? I think the average is about 52. I'd have to check that. Someone else could answer that better than I can. That's me speculating. Not too bad this week, says Moldy. You got 65 points. 65 points is pretty good, man. I'm saying that just because I want to feel better about myself. Lowen's game was called off, and I thought that was going to get a clean sheet. Yeah, good reason to think that. I agree. 56 is the average. There you go. 56 is average. That's really high. Now, I grew up a Celtic fan. Dang it. Alex, I'm going to wear my Celtics jersey next time I stream. In fact, I think for the video I make this week, I'm going to be wearing a Celtic jersey. But then Chelsea became the only team I supported. I wish I never stopped supporting Celtic. My dad didn't follow football, so I just watched the game in the Premier League, but all my family is Celtic fans. I'm definitely going to be wearing my Celtic uni for the video this week. My only concern with wearing it is it's like neon green. And it's like almost blinding, so hopefully it doesn't go super blinding on camera. Cheers, Ahmed. Yep. Does it snow where you are? Good question. Edinburgh is a beautiful city, and Glasgow's great too. I want to go there so bad. Not very familiar with Celtic other than Karamako, but I don't know if he even plays. Good question. Look, I didn't know he doesn't play really. I've always meant to start following Celtic again. Good game, Manchester United. Yeah, man. I agree. But never did I. Yeah, Manchester United, man. Top of the table. Top of the table. This is a great season, man. But never did because I knew I would get slated. That's hilarious. I know we got to get to the UK. I feel like we should have a giant Adam. I feel like we should one day have when COVID's a thing of the past. Hopefully sooner than later. We should have like a whole FPL get together somewhere. You know what I mean? Have like a London, I don't know, meet up in London or something. That's what I want to do bad, man. So much to see in Scotland. I want to go bad. What about Rashford? Okay, so Rashford I think is a really good shout. I think Rashford has looked good. I haven't done enough research on Rashford though to feel good about commenting too much about him. But from the eye test, he has looked good. He's missed his chances. A couple chances that he did put away weren't the best finishes, but he's getting into positions that I like. And with his good run of fixtures he has for I think till game week 26 when he plays Chelsea. Other than Liverpool, I think that Rashford could be a really good option. The only problem with him is that he's the same price as Son. And so who do you think is going to score more, essentially? Is it going to be Son or is it going to be Rashford? Son still has a good amount of fixtures, but they flip every week. 1 week it's good, 1 week it's bad. 1 week it's good, 1 week it's bad. She loves me not kind of a thing. So I think Rashford could be a really good pick. A really good pick. Not much different to where I am, to be fair. Yeah, for real. Because you're in Michigan, right? Freezing in Michigan. My buddy went to school up in Michigan, and he was freezing. Not much different to where Salah hat trick incoming. Could very well be so. It's only a matter of time before that dude gets to double digits again. Does it snow in Cali? Yeah, it does snow in California, but not where I'm at. Where I'm at, it only rains like 30 days out of the year, essentially. But the cool thing about where I live is that about an hour and a half away, you have what they call Big Bear, and there's a good mountain there where that gets a good amount of snow. They have not a really good, but for California, for Southern California, it's a good snowboarding mountain. If you go more north, you get a lot of snow, but for the most part where I'm at, it barely even rains. Although it should be raining tomorrow, I hear. Maybe. Moroccan, hey, what's up, Moroccan? Good to see you. Do I use my wildcard now? Remember when you remember my wildcard idea? I remember talking about it, but I'm struggling to recall exactly what it was. I think we were talking about. Oh yeah, I do. Yeah. Let me look at it. Is it still here? Let me look at your wildcard squad real quick. I know we were talking about it, and last time I saw your wildcard, I liked what you were planning. And I do think the wild card now could be effective because you have a lot of teams, a lot of big players that have really good fixtures for quite some time. And let me look at see what your wild card squad you sent me. Let's back up a little bit. It's camera. Let's see. All right, so your wild card squad, you have De Bruyne. My only concern looking at your wild card squad right now is that I would still like to have a City defender in there. They have such a good defense. I would like that. I don't know how much. You don't have any money left. You have 0.4 in the bank, so you could only upgrade to 5.4 for Bailey. I think now is a good time to wildcard if you wanted to do so. With a blank game week here, you could really take advantage of that, and you have a lot of good players playing in that double game week that you really take advantage of. I think the wild card could be useful. Looking at your squad, I like it, but I still think you could probably do with maybe one more City defender. But I don't know how you could twist that around looking at it real quick. But I do think that it is a good idea to wild card right now, unless you want to save it and use it for later. But you could really take advantage of these next two game weeks and have some big old green arrows. Hopefully, yeah, it snows most of the time. Negative 40 degrees. Oh no, thank you. No, thank you. It gets to 40 degrees here in the morning, and I'm shivering, and that's in Fahrenheit. Fabio Silva isn't ready yet. He needs more time. I think he'll sign another striker. I would steer clear for sure. Oh, there you go. I forgot who was asking earlier, but for who was asking earlier about Fabio Silva, you heard it from a Wolverhampton supporter right there. I think Fabio Silva, when they bought him from, was it Lisbon? When they bought him from Lisbon, they bought him as a long-term investment, right? He's still super young. He still has a long way to go. But, yeah, I kind of agree with Moldy's assessment there. And hopefully Diogo Costa comes. That'd be huge for Wolverhampton. Who do you think is going to win the league this season? I think... that is so tough, man. I was still backing Liverpool for quite some time, even though they were struggling a little bit. I was still backing Liverpool, but I think United have something to say. I think they do. They haven't started clicking just yet. I think that if they start firing, I don't know, man. That's so tough. I'm gonna still say Liverpool wins, but I think I don't know, man. I don't know. Michigan, basically Canada, weather and very different from Cali. Yeah, super different from California. My buddy from California moved to Michigan for school. He went to University of Michigan, and he was just freezing. Also, I think they have I think you can surf on one of the Great Lakes there. I watched. There's a Red Bull series on YouTube, and they go and surf in the most random spots in the world. And I think they were surfing on one of the Great Lakes. Anyway, or somewhere around there. Spurs, Lloris. Oh, yeah, I think Lloris is great, man. Lloris is great. Especially on FIFA. I love the TV show Fargo. I need to check that out. I need to check out Fargo. I've never seen it. Canada and America overall seem more desirable countries to live in. I want to go to Canada so bad. I hear Canada is beautiful. Every person I've met that lives or grew up in Canada loved it. Does Fargo show have to do anything from Fargo, North Dakota? That's a good question. I have no idea. Forster, 5 clean sheets in 6 games versus Liverpool is crazy. For real? Whoa. That's crazy. That is a stat. Doing that to Liverpool, that's unreal. I mean, doing that to West Brom's even incredible, but Liverpool? Whew. Ooh, good question about Podence. Who do you think is going to get relegated? I think the teams are going to get relegated. It's going to be Sheffield, it's going to be West Brom, and it's going to be Fulham. I think Sheffield dig themselves a huge hole, and I don't think they can get out of that. And I think Fulham and West Brom just they don't have anyone who could score for them, and for that, I think that they're just going to lose a lot. I think it's going to be those 3. Opponents is injured. Apparently, he hurt before United. Nuno didn't say anything about this injury before the game, so it all surprised us. He said he will miss a Palace game in the Cup. Whoa, dropping huge news, baby. Am I caught up on comments almost? Oh, here we go. So in Minnesota, North Dakota. Oh, there you go. First league season is a great watch. I'm going to screenshot Fargo and get it on my watch list. Skadoosh. All right. 9.6 money remaining for free hit. Any recommendation for midfielder or forward? I'm going to go back to who you said your free hit squad was and see if I can comment further. You have a lot of cash left over. I think you already have Son. You have Rashford, Fernandez. Could you upgrade Grealish to Kevin De Bruyne? Could you do that? If you could upgrade Grealish, Jackie G to KDB. Who are you? Who? I really want to know. My free hit squad. There we go. Lloris, I like Lloris a lot. Wan-Bissaka, I like Lloris for Lloris for Aston Villa though might be tough, but Lloris is a baller. You never know. Wan-Bissaka, Diaz, Cancelo. I like that back line. KDB, Rashford, Son, Bruno Fernandes. I love that midfield. Love that midfield with Grealish. Grealish is obviously a question mark. I don't know how he's going to perform against Tottenham, but you never know. DCL and Wilson. I think that's great. I don't know if that would make any moves. My only concern would be Lloris. I think I'd probably rather have. You already have 3 United players. I was gonna say I'd rather have De Gea, but you already have 3 United. I think that's a good squad, man. I think it's great. I think that's great. Happy to see the season continuing. Oh, seriously. I mean, if they had to shut it down for the best and for safety, that's you gotta do what you gotta do. But if they could find a way to do it safely and continue the season, it's just so nice, man. It's been so rough this last 9-10 months on everybody. Cheers to the Fabio Silva advice. Oh, there you go, Maelstrom. That's who it was. Yeah, he doesn't look ready, but need cheap forwards for blank game week. Try to get Watkins in for a -4. I think that's the move. I know it's going to be super hard to bring in Watkins for a -4, but if Fabio Silva ain't playing, it's only a -2 hit if Wilson or if Watkins does nothing. Nada la cruspa. That's my Lilo and Stitch voice. The Great Lakes are awesome. I want to go, man. I want to go to a Michigan football game. I hear they're wild. American football. Liverpool playing Jota in that meaningless Champions League game has really done them over. Poor choice. I know, and Klopp at the time was complaining about not having enough substitutions, not having enough playing time, or not having enough rest in between games. And he plays Jota, who was on fire in a Champions League match that meant nothing. They need Jota today. That was one of the main things I was taking away from the match, is how if he was to have Jota still and he threw him into that match, I think they come away with a win, or at least a draw. Jota was pivotal for him at the time. Maybe get Benteke if he's not injured, if you don't want a -4. Benteke has good expected goal, if I'm not mistaken. He has a good non-penalty expected goal involvement per 90. So Benteke could be a shout. I'd have to do more research. Maelstrom, I would like to do more research on what strikers would be available for tomorrow. Let me see if I could go the cheating route, because assistant manager has the predicted points. It's not the best thing to go off of. I don't like it, but it'll tell me who plays. I don't like using it at all, but again, it'll tell me who plays this week. I don't like Wood against United. Watkins is tough. Did McBurney get in an accident? Is that what it was? I don't remember what it was. I don't like Ayew, Welbeck, no. Joe Linton, no. Mopé, no. I don't like Barnes against United. There's not many good options this week. It's so tough for cheap strikers. None of them play. I mean, if Nketiah plays, that'd be nice, but I don't see Nketiah playing. I don't see Mopé scoring. I don't like Mopé anyway, personally. Wilson's too expensive for you, it seems, or you already have him. So it seems like Watkins the only person I like. Watkins the only one I like. I would take Watkins ahead of Silva or Callum Wilson. Oh, there you go. So if you want to go Watkins over Callum Wilson, then do it. I feel bad for Sheffield since United kept Henderson this season. Oh no, was that the thing? I want to have a discussion about that with some Blade supporters, because Sheffield pretty much have made no changes from last season, and last season, nearing the end of the season, they were competing to try to make it to the Europas, and now all they did was lose Dean Henderson, and now they have 2 points out of 16 games, 15 matches. Rough, man. Rough. Shout out Clifford. Rough. Could take Stefan in and keep Diaz instead of Leno and Bailey for Walker. The only problem with Stefan is that Ederson's only out with COVID, and he'll probably be back for next match if I had to guess. So Zach Stefan, as much as I love him, go USA, I don't think he'd be a good one to have in my squad. And keep Diaz in instead of Leno and Bailey for Wildcard. Yeah, let me go back and look at your squad. It should still be right here. It dropped me down all the way bottom. Let me see. Camera. Oh, camera went off. I gotta go to my my webcam, which means you're gonna see my ugly face in 2 megapixels. All right, looking at your squad, I think. Dang, it's still not here. All right. Yeah, Leno is only 4.9 though. I don't know how much cheaper you can go. I think that's a great option. The only Fernandez, maybe if you drop Fernandez down to Yedlin. I think Yedlin starts due to injuries. I think Yedlin might start, and then you could upgrade Bailly. But then your plan was, I forgot you had a plan to get Fernandez out the week after, right? Or you're taking out Bailly for Cresswell the next game week. That's what it was. Dang. That's tough. I'm trying to look at your squad. The only thing I'm looking at your squad I would do would maybe drop maybe just drop Watkins down and use that funds in your defense. If you drop Watkins down to like Brewster and saved you like 1.6, you could upgrade Fernandez to a City defender. You could upgrade him. Upgrade him to a City defender. Maybe that's what I would do. And then for game week 19, you'd have like DS going. You would have Cresswell and Soufal as your back line. And your first bench would be Soufal or Dallas or something. That's so tough. I like your squad. That's the only thing I think is missing. Yeah. What are the thoughts on Van Dijk possibly going on loan to Inter Milan? Oh, Van de Beek. I was thinking Van Dijk. Van de Beek possibly going on loan to Inter Milan. Dude, I don't know why they brought in Van de Beek if they're not going to play him. If they're not going to play him, what's the point? Van de Beek's a great player, and I want to see him play somewhere. He's talented enough to play, to not be sitting on the bench at United. And if he goes on loan to Inter, it would be nice to see him go to Inter. I think he would fit in really well there with the system they have from the little I've been able to see Inter play. Put Lukaku in front of him. Let's see how they've been lining. I want to see how they've been lining up lately. They won 6-2 yesterday. Lautaro Martinez, that's right. Lautaro had a hat trick. All Barcelona Twitter was going wild. Okay, Lukaku, Lautaro would be ahead of him. Martinez. You would have Vidal, who's a workhorse. Ashley Young. I mean, it's not the best lineup in the world, but I like him. I like him going somewhere he can play. I have to take a -4 regardless. I already used my free transfer. Oh, there you go. Watkins, I like it. Watkins over Wilson. Sheffield matchup is pretty juicy, although Newcastle kind of sucks. Yeah, I think that Sheffield match is so juicy for Callum Wilson. I could see him coming away with a good amount there. But long term, even for me, I think I'd rather have Callum Wilson over the next 3 because he has Sheffield this week, and then in 2 weeks he has Arsenal the week after. Then in 2 weeks he has not Arsenal. 20. He has why can't I see it? He has Leeds. And as much as I love Leeds, they give up a lot of chances. So it could be good for Callum Wilson. But again, if you feel like Ollie Watkins is the way to go, do it. I've been a couple last season. The big house atmosphere is another level. We suck this year. I love to see it, man. As a University of Utah football supporter, it was beautiful when we beat you guys. Was it 5 years? It was 2015, if I'm not mistaken. Jim Harbaugh's going to be the dude. Michigan's going to win it all this year. Upstate Utah Utes, man. Utah Utes do it big. Stop sleeping on the Utes. But I do want to go to the big house, man. I hear it's awesome. I mean, Wilson or Watkins instead of Fabio Silva. Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah, I think Wilson scores and probably gets 3 bonus in that game. He could very well do so. I think Wilson's a great shot for these next 3 matches. Watkins has 2 games in the double, which does make him more desirable in the. That's the thing. I think Wilson's better in 18 and in 20, but Watkins is better in 19. Even though Watkins has 2 tough fixtures, it's still 2 fixtures. Joe Linton will get a hat trick. Just watch. Joe Linton has been playing better this year. I got to tip my hat to Joe Linton. I got to tip my hat to him. He's looked a lot better this year. Yeah, a bit priced out of Wilson because I got Saka. Maybe should have done Smith Rowe and Wilson instead. I don't know. I think I'd rather have Saka. I'd rather have Saka and Watkins than Smith Rowe and Wilson personally. But that's me. As much, I mean, Smith Rowe's look great, but I think I'd rather have Saka and Watkins. Hopefully, because every time I bring Watkins, he gets 2 points max. I think the only time I've ever owned Wilson was like the first 2 or 3 game weeks last season. That's the only time I've ever owned him. Wilson got more points for me when I sold Kane for a few game weeks. Oh, that's so rough. Or go Smith Rowe for Saka and keep DS in. My only problem is I like Saka a lot. So I don't know if I'd want to drop Saka just to get DS in. But you're in a tough fixture there. It's tough. I really want to go. I guess I have time to do it right here on live stream, or should I just keep DS in? Should I keep DS in and just go for Fernandez, Bailly, and Watkins? That could be a good shout. Send the screenshot of that one. Use like Assistant Football Manager and do this and use that so you don't have to change your squad up completely. and send a screenshot on that, and I'll give that a good look after this, because I do like having City defense for these next 5 or 6 matches. But I don't like getting rid of Soccer for Smith Rowe, as good as Smith Rowe has been. Joe Linton it is. Joe Linton, baby. If Joe Linton scores for you, you're going to get a nice green arrow from that one. Game Week 18 team is Leno, Holding, Diaz, Maguire, Saka, Grealish, Fernandes, Son, Kane, DCL. What do you think it is worth taking a hit for DCL for Wilson? I don't know if it's worth a hit, but it's definitely something I would want to do. I think James is probably back for that match, and so you have James Rodriguez, Richarlison, and I hear Digne could be close to getting back soon. I think he's back training pretty soon here, and so maybe Holding. I don't know if I like Wilson more than I like DCL, but I don't think the -4 is worth it. Do I think Arsenal need a new manager? I talked to on a side note, Ryan. I think your 18 squad is beautiful. I think it's beautiful. Oh yeah, you're not free hitting. So yeah, I think your 18 squad is beautiful, Ryan. Do I think Arsenal? Oh, also forgot Mitchell. Oh, there you go. So you have good depth there too. Or you have Ryan. You should be in for a nice game week 11. Just fielding the amount of players you have alone should be nice, and not using your free hit chip, which I'm not against using. But if you could save it, that's beautiful. Do I think Arsenal need a new manager? Well, every time I talk to my Arsenal, my homies who are big Arsenal supporters, every time they tell me to trust the process, to give him some time. They tell me that it's not his squad that he set up. He still has, even though he's been able to use his style of play and get that into the system, he still doesn't have the players that he necessarily would like for that system he's put into place. And so they tell me because of that, they want to wait it out and trust the process. They still like his tactics if he has the right players in. So that's not my words. That's my friends who are Arsenal supporters. Van de Beek is 10 times the better player than McTominay is. It's clear Ole didn't want Donny and wanted Grealish instead. Yeah, I don't know why, man, but I love Van de Beek, man. Every time he comes in too, Kobe, we talk about this all the time, right? Or not all the time. We talk about this, right? Every time Van de Beek comes in, there's a spark with United, and it's like, oh, they look really good. You have this incredibly industrious player who was in an Ajax system, who trained him to have great touch, great vision, to how to work the ball around. And again, he works so hard. It's hard for me to keep him out of my squad. I don't know why they do it. But again, I'm not the manager. He knows better than I do. He's way smarter at football than I am. But I just can't see why Van de Beek isn't playing more. But that's just me. I want to see him. I want to see him play. I'm just a big fan of him ever since I saw him at Ajax a few years ago. Would I recommend using the free hit in 18 where only 10 teams play, or the week after when it's double game week? That's a great question. I think it all depends on what squad you have set up. That's a big thing. So it's kind of a cop-out answer for me. But if I had 10 players playing in game week 18, I would not use a free hit chip there. If I had 8 or 9, if I had 8 plus, I would not use a free hit chip. And so I think even then I'd probably not. If I had 8 players playing in 18, I wouldn't use a free hit. And if that was the case, I probably still wouldn't use a hit after that. If I really, really wanted to use a free hit chip, I think it would probably be best. Again, I would have to see your squad first. But that 19 could look really good. I think if I was pressed, I'm repeating myself a lot right now. But if I was pressed to use my free hit chip, game week 19 would probably be the play if I had a full squad in 18. Should I keep DS in? Or, oh yeah, I talked about that one. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Dylan, I want to. What's the app you call that can make transfers without changing the team? I don't know if they have an app on the phone, but if you go to assistant, I'll see if I can. If you go to fantasyfootballfix.com, you can make all these changes. Like I could bring in. Well, that's not the right one. Like I could drop Kane for Andy Carroll, and I could see what my squad would look like here, right? And then down low, it even gives you like what teams they play over like a 5 game week period, And so you can see how their squads match up. So I can see if I want to play Cancelo or Maguire in Game Week 20. And you can screenshot this and be like, this is what my team might look like. And you don't have to worry about making any moves, hitting that confirmed transfer, and having to backtrack and whatnot. So this is what I use during the game week as my rough draft kind of a thing. FantasyFootballFix.com, not a paid sponsor. Would I choose Saka and Son or something like Lacazette and Grealish for next game week? I'd probably say Saka and Son. Lacazette is great. Let me look into it real quick. For me, the thing that makes me lean that way is I'm just concerned about Grealish over Game Week 18 because where am I going? I'm going to Arsenal because I think that Tottenham can pack the box, and I think they'll do a really good job bottling up Jack Grealish. So I think that it might be tough for him to get going. And for that reason, I'd probably say Saka and Son. I look at Lacazette, and I worry about how much playing time he'll get. I'm not an Arsenal supporter. If there's an Arsenal supporter on here, please let me know what you think. But Alex is right. He is on fire, dude. I mean, last game week he got 90 minutes. He had 4 shots on target and 3 attempted assists. That's absurd numbers. Of course, it was West Brom, but still, that's a great numbers. Even at Chelsea when he played 90 minutes, he had 2 shots on target. I think he came away with a goal in that match. It's just how much is he going to play? He got 24 minutes against Brighton, 14 against Everton. Didn't play for Southampton. He hasn't been playing that much. If I do some just deeper stats, let's go to standard stats. Non-penalty expected goal involvement per 90. And I go Lacazette. Lacazette has the 22nd highest non-penalty expected goal involvement per 90 in the Prem this season. That's better than Marcus Rashford. That's better than Richarlison, better than Gabriel Jesus, Raheem Sterling, or some big names. And so I think for that, everything looks great, right? If I go to shooting, I want to see how he does shot-wise. Shots. That's what I could go for right now. Lacazette doesn't get the most shots off per 90. He's pretty... Oh, wait, that's flipped. I was like, no way he's that low, 244, whatever it is. It should be. Come on, son. There we go. Lacazette gets about the same amount of shots off as Firmino, about the same as Saka, which is crazy. More than Sterling again, more than Jamie Vardy, more than Danny Ings. So he's about 37. So stats-wise, Lacazette looks good. And he's on fire right now. I can't see why they wouldn't start him. But again, I'm just concerned about his playing time. That's the only concern. If he's starting, I like him a lot. I like that move. But for now, I'm probably going to say Saka and Son without doing enough research to feel comfortable answering that question. For free hit, who is better, Lacazette or Saka? I think Saka because of his price. I think if I go Saka, it would allow me to go and bring in Harry Kane. If I got Lacazette, I wouldn't be able to have Harry Kane for this game week, or I wouldn't have like KDB, Son, Bruno Fernandes, stuff like that. And I think Saka allows me to bring in those heavy hitters. Give Arteta some time, trust the process. There you go. I think so too. I think we're really hard on managers in sports, and we don't give them enough time to really get going. But again, it's so hard because it's a win now kind of a league. And I try when I grade managers, I try not to look at their results. I know that sounds a little crazy because at the end of the day, it's all about winning. Just win, baby, win. In the words of Al Davis, and winning is the most important thing. But when you're starting, I think it's really important to see the system you have, how your players play. Like if we look at Leeds, look at how they play, how efficient they are, how industrious they are. I don't care what their record is. That's beautiful, and and Bielsa has a job. Period. And I think Arteta has a good style, man. And I think that has a lot to say. I think over time, I think it pays off. But again, I'm not an Arsenal supporter, so I can't say. Arsenal squad is very weak at the moment. Yeah, it's true, man. And it's hard too because I don't think Arteta is going to be able to get the players in that he wants with how tight budgets are with COVID going around. I did hear, though, there was a player that Arsenal were targeting that I really like the sound of him going to the squad. I can't remember who it is at the top of my head, but I was like, that person looks good. and it would help out Arsenal big time. Lacazette's on fire. Yeah, I agree, Alex. Son scored 2 nice goals away at Villa last season. Dude, Son is so good. His effective ownership against me is like 99% as well. So it hurts every time I see him score. But I love the guy, man. I love him. Even if you watched he was on with F2 Freestylers. And he was able to do some like knuckleball free kicks. And dude, he is so good. Don, who do I think will win the league? Man United, City, or Liverpool? It's so hard to say at this moment. I want to hear what you guys think. If I had to guess, it's so hard for me not to back Liverpool. Even with their injuries, I just think I can't see him not at least contending. So I think I kind of want to be a bit maverick here and go United, because I think Bruno Fernandes had a huge impact, and once they have this good run of fixtures here, I think they can really get moving big time, get that boulder rolling like Indiana Jones. I think City are just a bit too inconsistent for me. I think City will do really well in Champions League. I don't think so much in Prem, but that's so hard. I'm gonna stay Liverpool and be safe. No, you know what? Let's get United. I'm gonna go ahead and say United and just be crazy with it. That's and I'm gonna regret saying that in like 3 weeks probably. I couldn't understand why no one would sign him when he was at Lyon. He was such a great, and he was great at Arsenal. Then went through a rough patch. Yeah, my buddy again, Dill Pick, who was a huge Arsenal supporter. He was a huge Lacazette fan when he was at Lyon, and once he found out that he was going to Arsenal, he was over the moon. But I don't know what's up, man. And him and Aubameyang have a great connection, so I can't see why it hasn't been working out better. I don't know. But he deserves playing time now. He's earned it for sure. I couldn't understand why no one would. I read that one. My Arsenal homies calling Smith Rowe the next Xavi and Martinelli the next Henry. See, this is why I love football sometimes, man. Because you hear these, you can't write that stuff. You know what I mean? You can't write that stuff. No one is the next Xavi, dude. And the next Henry. Come on, son. I love Henry. Henry was one of my favorite players growing up. He's one of the players who really made me fall in love with the game. And come on, son. Smith Rowe looks good. I feel like that's unfair to Smith Rowe too. Why would you want to put such high expectations on him? He looks great, Smith Rowe. Why would you want to compare him to one of the greatest midfielders to ever play the game? Am I using my free hit in 18? No, I'm not. So this is Liam. This can be my squad right here. I'm gonna have. I have 8 playing players at the moment, and if I'm feeling brave, I'm gonna drop Mo Salah and bring in KDB, and then I'll give me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That'll give me 9 players in 18. I have the big hitters, so I'm not too worried about. I don't want to free hit in 18 if I have 9 players playing. If I drop Mo Salah and bring in KDB. Why am I? Lacazette is calculated risk. Depends on if Arteta wants to keep the system. He's many times sacrificed for the team when he needs to track down for midfield. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Lacazette, man. I think I kind of want to dive deep into his stats right now, but that's boring. I feel like that'd make for a boring stream, and so I'll probably save it for after this. But yeah, dude, Lacazette could be a great shout if he starts, man. Now it seems like he's back on. Probably does better being the main man. Terrible with his head though. Tierney should have had about 500 assists. He created a lot, man. Tierney looks good. Martinelli also looked good for Arsenal, though. Might rotate with Lacazette. That's a worry. That's the worry, is that Martinelli comes in. Because Martinelli, as much as I laugh at him being compared to Thierry Henry and how ridiculous that sounds, Martinelli looked good. Best defender for upcoming game week under 5.1 mil. Max out on United. Think Saiss for next game week, right? I think Saiss could be a good option. I don't know if they'll keep a clean sheet against Everton, but I could see him keeping. Saiss looks good. You already maxed on United. I want to get any Newcastle defenders. I want to be pressed to get Newcastle. You could try to go for Newcastle because Sheffield just cannot score at all. But you never know with I don't trust Newcastle so much. City defenders are too expensive. I don't like. I mean, you could go Dyer, but I still think Villa come away with a goal in this match. Holding for Arsenal is a good shout at 4.4. I could say Holding maybe, but yeah, I think Holding or Saiss could be two of your best options outside of United. at that price range. Also maxed out on Man City, so no Stones. Yeah, so I forgot about Phil Stones. What am I thinking? So you have no City. So yeah, I mean, you could go Newcastle again. They could come with a clean sheet. I think Bailly's under. Oh, you already maxed out on United. Whoops. Yeah, so Sice looks good. I mean, you can even go Everton assets. Everton against Wolverhampton. Wolverhampton are struggling to score other than last week, and see if you can kind of come away with a clean sheet that route. But I think I'd rather back Sice than back an Everton defender, as long as Pickford's in goal. Villa versus Spurs, and that scares me a little bit. Yeah, so holding for Arsenal could be a good shout. Yeah, that's tough. I think Leno and Tierney are great value for free hit. I agree, James. Even double Newcastle defense, Clark and Fernandez, as it lets you put so much in the attack for 1 week. Yeah, I do think so too. I think Dylan, if he's still here, was talking about bringing in Fernandez for Newcastle. He's like 4.7. I think he is a good option, especially because, again, it could give you such a great attack. Because the attackers I want are going to be expensive this week between Bruno, Rashford, Son, Kane, KDB, Sterling. I felt like I was a game show there. Sterling, Scott Sterling. I agree, though. You could look at Newcastle defense. Because Sheffield will just struggle. If Arsenal get Buendia, okay, Buendia looks good. That would be great for them. We'll give them really nice depth creatively. I heard that Buendia is off, though. I'm hearing conflicting rumors, though, about Buendia. But it would be good for him. I agree. Give move on by move. Met good hip hop tune. Give move on by move. Do I need to research that? Move on by move. I don't know what that is. Move on by Lil TJ. Garden City Movement. J1. Mike Posner. Meant good hip hop tune. I couldn't find that. I just typed it into my YouTube search. I couldn't find it. I'm always down for new hip hop though. I couldn't find a good move. Oh, by move.ment. Let me see. Move.me. Whoop whoop. Move.me. Come on, son. Okay, now I got dead air. I forgot I wasn't talking for a little bit. All right, it was move on. Okay. I'm going to add it to my save later after this is done. All right, I'm adding it to my save later. Save to watch later. Boom. All right, cool. I'll check it out after the stream. All right, let's see. I think Liverpool will win, but I feel like if Liverpool don't, City will win because I feel United can't rely on Fernandes forever. If he gets injured, yeah, that's true. Everything. He is such a pivotal player to United. It's tough. It's true. Surely City can't keep scoring 1 or 2 goals every game week. Surely they got to figure it out at some point, right? When Jesus comes back, when Aguero comes back, if Aguero gets decent amount of playing time, I can't see City, not contending either. It's going to be one of those down to the wire kind of things. But yeah, I agree with you. Liverpool's Liverpool, man. Stones is kind of cheap for City. Yeah, Stones is good. It looks like he's nailed on too. As long as Ake and Laporte are out. Even all the forums I'm reading about Man City, they say their best defense right now is between, or the best center half companionship is between DS and Stones. I think even with Laporte and Ake back there, it's probably the one that they would like to go for. Of course, Pep could Pep, but I even read an article the other day about a City forum or some City writer that was saying that DS and Stones have such good relationship right now that every time one of them make a tackle, they celebrate with the other like they scored a goal. And so I think Stones and DS might be nailed on for a long term. If United get a pacey center back, we can win the league, especially because we can't rely on it. Yeah, I think so. It's just who can you afford right now? What center half can you afford that's on the market? I can't see any, but it is huge because that's where you're getting burnt, man. I mean, Maguire. Say all you want about him being 80 million, but the biggest thing for me is that he's just not quick. So when someone gets on a one-on-one with him, he gets beat. He's good in the air. He's a strong presence. He's pretty smart, but it's just speed that kills him. And so you're going to get up against these big squads where you're going to get quick play. I guess Harry Kane's not quick, but you're going to go up against like Mbappe kind of went for him. Even Neymar went to school with him. Took him to school, I should say. You're gonna get fast players like Son could take advantage. Mane. So yeah, then you guys definitely need a pacey center half. I just don't know who you can afford right now and who's out there. Isn't Tuan ZB pacey? I know we're talking about that earlier. I still don't know that. I gotta look him up after this. Let me screenshot that so I can look him up after this and do some research. Let me transfer market it while we're at it. Might as well, right? Tuan ZB. I did not say that name right for show. He's 23 years old. So is Tuan ZB just in your on your U23 squad? Is that what it is? Who's the other player you're talking about United getting? There we go. Diaz, Cancelo, Dyer, Seiss, Cresswell, Grealish, Nato, Bruno, Zaha, Saka, DCL, Kane, Bamford. I have one transfer remaining in a free hit. Any ideas? All right, let's see. If you're free hitting this week, you can't make a transfer. So if you're free hitting this week, you can't make a transfer. I guess I should ask that. Are you going to free hit this week? If you're not free hitting this week, I think a move I would make would be to I'm not the biggest Zaha fan in FPL, so I would probably look to get rid of Zaha. That's probably what I would do. That's what I would do. I'm just not the biggest Zaha. I'm not the biggest Zaha FPL supporter. I like him as a player, but I just don't back him week in, week out. Even though he's had a great season, I got to give it to him. How do I take a player in on Fantasy Football Fix? It's not letting me click to replace player I transferred out. It should. The only time it doesn't let you. Let me see. Why did I do that? Come on, man. All right. So the only time it won't let you transfer player out is if you have like too many play. Actually, it should because usually it should let you, even if you're having too many players from one squad. If you don't have enough cash, it'll just warn you up here. You said you don't have enough money. It just says you don't have enough money or you have too many players from one squad. So you should just be able to hit X and then add anybody you want and not have an issue. I'm trying to see what happens. How do I take a player in on Fantasy Football Fix? Please transfer it out. Yeah, I don't know what the problem is. Usually they let you do it no matter what. Even if you're breaking rules, it'll just say at the top. Unless you already have them in your squad. If you already have if you already have anyone from Arsenal in your squad, no, I don't, so I have to change it up. So like Man City, I already have KDB in my squad, so I can't click KDB again. That's the only time it won't let me do it. Unpopular opinion, I think Gabriel Jesus is overrated. I kind of think so too, man. I like Gabriel Jesus. He gets in really good positions. His finishing is just really poor. It'd be really interesting to see what he did when he went on a team that didn't have Kevin De Bruyne creating for him. Yeah, I'm not the biggest Gabriel Jesus fan. I know he's a good player, but I just don't think he's the replacement that City want for Aguero. He's injury prone, or you won't play him. Oof. That's true. I guess pace is good, but you need a quality defender and not think about good pace. Yeah, that's true. I mean, speed always kills, right? Speed wins, but you got to be a good center back first, right? You don't want just someone who's fast. And you look at Daniel James. That's a good representation. Daniel James is very quick, but he's not the best player at the moment. I want to see him develop and turn into a really good player, but I'd rather have like Puyol wasn't the quickest near the end. PK wasn't the quickest. I know people might say PK is overrated. I might agree with you, but he's really smart and he gets the job done. But yeah, Big King Captain FPL graduates, what's up, baby? What it do, baby? Yeah, man. I switched my captaincy from Salah to Kane last minute live on the stream. I was doing a deadline stream, and it was like 2 minutes before the deadline, and I was freaking out, and I wasn't sure who I was going to pick, Salah or Kane. And last minute, I switched it to Harry Kane, and paid off big time, man. How'd you guys do this week, FPL graduates? Good to see you guys here. One day I'll get you on the stream, man. One day I'll get you on the stream. I would say a free hit. Yeah, agreed. I think Liverpool need a center back. We just can't play Henderson. Oh, seriously. Henderson. When I saw Henderson at center back, I knew Robertson wasn't getting a clean sheet. I mean, I love Henderson. I think he's a phenomenal player, but as a center half, he ain't gonna cut it, man. It's just tough, dude. It's tough. All the injuries that Liverpool has suffered this year. I remember we bid 95 mil for Sancho, and we've only spent 19 mil of it on Diallo. That was from Atalanta. Yeah, how much would you pay for Sancho now? He's not had the best season this. I talked about it last stream that it almost seems like he might be mentally checked out ever since he got the idea to go to United and it didn't go through. But he doesn't look as good this year in Dortmund. His value has dropped pretty drastically. I have 9 players for Gameweek 18. Do you think I should? No, I wouldn't free hit. Oh, you should take a hit. Take a hit to have 11. It depends on who you bring in and who you're getting rid of, right? So if you have a player like Bamford who plays in Gameweek 19, I wouldn't take a hit to take Bamford out just to bring in somebody like Ollie Watkins, because I think they're like Callum Wilson's really the only cheap striker option I like this week. Ollie Watkins could score, you never know, but Callum Wilson's really the only cheap one I like. So I wouldn't take a -4 just to get rid of Bamford, who I'd want back the next week anyway. I think 9 players is fine. I personally will have 8, maybe 9 players in Game Week 18, and I have no problem with that. I'll just take the couple points I'll miss to the chin, and hopefully I don't get too much of a red arrow. But it all depends. I'd have to see your squad. KDB to Salah. No Salah, KDB to... Yeah, Salah to KDB. That's also what I'm thinking about doing myself. If that was a hit you were doing, I think that might be worth it, just because KDB should have a good day in 18. But it'd be hard for me to take a hit just to get players. You know what I mean? Especially if it's going to destroy my squad going forward. Try not to think in just a 1 week period. Try to think long term. And so if you have to take a -4 this week and then have to take a -4 the week after just to bring someone back in, to bring back the squad that you like, I don't think it'd be worth it. But I do like bringing Salah to KDB for this game week. As much as I hate to say it, and I'm trying not to knee-jerk reaction right now, because I'm thinking about getting rid of Salah myself. I still think Salah will be really good for the long term, but I think KDB are probably going to do better the next 5 game weeks. Okay, good question, Maelstrom. That's a great point. If I should have mentioned that. Thank you for correcting me there. It depends on what 9 you have as well. If your 9 include City defender, if it includes like Cancelo, Diaz, Dyer, Harry Kane, Son, Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, KDB, Sterling, I think then you're fine. But if your 9 players include Brewster, if it includes Yedlin, if it includes Charlie Taylor, if it includes I don't know, Mitchell, if it includes those kind of players, then I would say to take a hit. Right? So I think it all depends on what 9 you have. If you have players from Sheffield, Burnley, Crystal Palace, outside of maybe Zaha, and if you have players from Brighton, I think then you have to take the hit. It all depends on what 9 you have. Hi, bro. Can you check my squad? Yes, Sice. Good to see you here. Good to see you. It's size 11, right? And make sure I didn't miss any comments while I'm at it. Big Captain Kane. 9 players from 18. Should I take a hit? Thanks, James. Also, FPL graduates. Ain't it like 3 in the morning right now? How are y'all awake? No, it's 1. Oh, it's only 1 in the morning. I was like, dang, how are y'all awake right now, man? I'm getting too old for this. 69 points. A lot of jokes in there, man. Great work. Great work with a 69. See, this is why I need Nathan Bacon here so we can make some jokes. Let's see. 0.2 in the bank. You have... All right, so I would definitely be curious about Shea Adams, and if he can recover from concussion protocol, I think Ina for me would be on the go. But again, I think we talked about this last time. There's not much you could do with his price range, because he is 4.5. I mean, there are some decent 4.7 defenders you can get, but I don't think it's worth it because you have Walker Peters. Never mind, take that back. All right, so for Game Week 18, you have what are your plans on Game Week 18? Let's see. And your cup opponent. I'll check your cup opponents too. Your plans are no worries, Devin. No worries. Where'd I go? What to do with Adams? All right, so what to do with Adams? It's hard because you already have Bamford. You could go for Rodrigo, but I think that's too much. Too much leads. I mean, it's so hard. If he's out, maybe Callum Wilson. If you have enough cash, I don't think you do. I don't think you do. You don't. Callum Wilson's a good shot if you can kind of float around to get to him. Other than that, maybe Ollie Watkins. It's tough, though. It's tough. Let me look at your squad opponent real quick. 63, and they have... Hey, you got the dub. Welcome to the next round. Welcome to the next round. That's awesome. You made... Oh, whoops. That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to your squad. Welcome to the next round. That's awesome, Gotham. Got bars. Yeah, if you weren't worried about bench depth, you could probably even just drop Adams down to someone like Brewster. I guess it all depends on what you're free hitting or whatnot. Oh, so you're free hitting. Okay, so this is going to your Game Week 19 squad. James Justin, I'm not the biggest fan of him going into 19, but I hear you. Soucek, beautiful. Dallas is good. Johnstone is good. Soucek is great. Bruno, great. Son, really good, even though it's only one. Salah, I still think Salah is really good for that 19. Bowen, I would get rid of Bowen. Got to get rid of Bowen. I think he is a liability at this point in your squad come Game Week 19. I know that he has 2 really good fixtures in 19, so that may make me want to hold on to him for that one game week. But I would try to see if there's anyone else in that price range that I could get that I like better. Rafinha comes to mind, but maybe I just keep on to him just because I like good fixture. But after Game Week 19, he's for sure gone. Maybe get rid of Justin and bring in... No, I'd probably keep him. I don't know if there's anybody else at that range that I would like for that double. Yeah, that's tough. That's tough. Overall, it's a good squad. Great week. Congratulations on the cup win and a great week. I'm going to wrap this up here pretty soon because I'm getting pretty tired and pretty hungry. Going on like 3 hours and 10 minutes right now, man. Also, I want to say I'm not going to wrap up just yet. Just any last questions, comments, please get them in. And also, thank you everyone for showing up, man. This was a phenomenal stream in my opinion. Thanks to you guys. What's up? Came to say hi off to bed. 5 a.m. Fantasy Arabia. What are you doing at 5 a.m., man? Are you just now getting up? Oh, no, you're going to bed? Oh, man. I don't know if I could even stay up till 5 o'clock. I don't think my body would allow it. We have a 12-hour difference. That's crazy. Also, thank you for showing up, man. Check out FPL Fantasy Arabia's content, by the way. Where am I at? If I were United, I'd take Grealish over Sancho all day long. Yeah, I agree with you. I would take Grealish as well. It's just a cheaper price, and Grealish looks so good. I agree with you on that. Rashford in for Zaha if you have money for that. I do like that one too, James. I like that one a lot. No worries, James. Other James. Okay, I'll check out your Discord right now, Dylan. All right, here we go. All right, you have Mitchell and goal. Mitchell and goal. That's how you know I'm getting tired. All right, Mitchell in the back line, but that's because you have Soucek and Dallas. Okay, so I'm fine with that. Your midfield is phenomenal. Your midfield's phenomenal. You have Saka there, and Saka's a really good option. Watkins and Wilson. You have Bamford that'll come in off the bench. I think that's great, man. I think that's great. My only concern looking at your squad, my only concern is, again, the fact that you don't have any City defenders here. He has, so for those that can't see my phone screen, he has Leno and goal. He has Mitchell, Bailly, I never know how to say his name, and Fernandez as his back line. But he also has Soufal and Dallas who will come in. Then he has Salah, Bruno, KDB, Son, Saka in his midfield. His front line is Watkins and Wilson. He also has Bamford on his bench. So I think that is a good. I think that squad's great. I think that squad's only Fernandez only like for this one game week, and then I don't like him anymore. I think we talked about it before. You'd bring in Cresswell for Fernandez. If that's the case, I think that's beautiful. You have Soufal come in. If that was the case, and you had Dallas, Soufal, and back to life, back to reality. Okay, am I back? Sorry about that, man. I don't know why it connected me to my neighbor's Wi-Fi that I steal sometimes. But I'm back. All right, last few questions. Let's wrap this up. We still need a proper right wing. Don't think Rashford can be turned into a right wing. I think so as well. I think that's true. Thanks for the opinion. No worries, Devin. James, 93 points. Woo! Oh, I think that's pretty good with the captain to Kane. I think that's pretty good, man. I think 93 points is pretty good. Oh, man, that's sick. Free hit in 19. That might be a great shout, dude. Free hitting in 19. I mean, it might be really good. Really good. Shout out Nacho Libre. 9 players for Game Week 18. Do you think I should have to hit to get 11? No, I wouldn't do that. Your 9 players are perfectly fine. I would just let it be. Focus on getting to Game Week 19. Free hit for Game Week 19 or 18. It all depends on what your squad is, in my opinion, right? So if you have 9 or 10 really good players in Game Week 18, I wouldn't use a free hit. If you have I'd have to see your squad to comment further. If you can get me your team ID number, I can answer that question better. On the top of my head, it'd probably be better for Game Week 18 because I think a lot of teams are already really good for 19. Bro, what to do with Aina? I don't know, man. At that price range, you only have like 0.2 in the bank. If you could drop. Let me go back to your squad. Actually, let me look at defenders real quick in the price range. I don't like Konsa necessarily going forward. Holding. You can go Holding. Holding right now is pretty good. Holding might be a good shout. Let's see. Back to Donatello's. Size 11. I mean, Holding could be a good shout while he's starting. I think for me, I'm getting rid. If I were you, I'm getting rid of Bowen. Bring in Saka. Bring in Rafinha. Bring in NATO. Bring in one of those guys. And with that leftover cash, you could upgrade Aina. To be completely honest, though, I think he's fine because he's 4.5. I mean, I might even be pressed to drop him down to like a 3.9 and just use that cash to upgrade somewhere else. Maybe that's what I would do. So either drop Aina, I don't know how you say his name, drop him down to a 3.94 million pound defender and use that cash to upgrade somewhere else, or drop Bowen down to again Rafinha, NATO, Podence, Barkley if he's back. You already have Soucek. One of those cats, Saka. And then with that cash, you could upgrade Aina to, like, I don't know, Chilwell, something like that. A little something. Can you check the Legends 11? Yeah, boy. Shout Flavor Flav. I work until 5 a.m. Ooh, night shift. Ugh. Night shift, man. It takes someone with strong will to work the night shift. I've only done it a few times, and it is rough. Props to you, man. Legends 11, there we go. I could take Stones in for defense. Okay, there you go. Yeah, Stones is a good shout, man. I think Stones is great. There you go. I don't know why Stones blanked my mind. I think if you bring in Stones, I would give your squad a 10 out of 10. I'd give it a 10 out of 10. Legends 11. All right, so here you go. Do you want me to check out your Cup squad? I'll check him out. 0.3 in the bank. This is who you're going up against. He has 52 points, and he has nobody knows. All right, so you got a dub in both leagues, in both squads, man. Yeah, dub in both squads. All right, so looking at this one, I think, again, it's something you got to do with Adams, probably. I'll hold on and wait to see if I have any news of that going forward, though. Yeah, I don't know if that would make any changes. I would try to get in a City defender, Tottenham defender, Chelsea defender somehow. I think they're very reliable and get you a good amount of points. Probably for James Justin now that he's got a good value for him. That's probably what I would do. It seems like Balbuena might have been... He's out of favor now. He might be out of favor. He hasn't started in 2 games now. You see, I'm getting really tired right now. I need to get more energy just to wrap this up. Overall, I think it's a great squad. I love your midfield. I love your attack. I think Dallas and Soufal are fantastic options. It's just maybe you could upgrade Justin to like Stones or something. Strivers FC, yes. Oh, not transfers. Come on, son. Strivers, right? Yeah. Strivers, where you at? Stop hiding from me. Stop hiding. We gonna find you and make you want me. Ready or not, here I come. You can't hide. Gonna find you. And I wish I could sing. And make you want me. I can't find you. What's your ranking in here? What's your team overall ranking? I feel like I do this every time, huh? I want to check out your squad, Devin. I just don't see you here. Because it's Strivers, right? STRI. I don't see you here. If you can give me your team ID number or your ranking, it'd help me out a lot. Because I don't know why I can't. Yeah, I don't have an F there. That would help. How you still stream, bro? I don't know, dude. My throat is Oh, that's not it. My throat is getting a little sore for how much I'm talking. I'm getting super tired. I need some energy boost right now with some food. Yeah, man. I definitely need a pick me up right now. You just gotta keep going, man. I don't know. I don't know how I'm still streaming. I'm on 3.5 hours right now. I'm on Lord of the Rings: Return of the King right now. Don, really appreciate your content. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Love what you're doing and appreciate. Hey, Issa, that means a lot. That honestly means a lot. Let me see. Yeah, it's awesome. That means a lot. Let's see. You should do things such as free hit drafts. What's he doing in here? Ooh, water. I appreciate the water. I'm not the biggest pretzel fan. My roomie just brought me some food. I'll take some Star Wars fruit snacks. Got some Star Wars fruit snacks. Thank you. I said thank you. I don't be getting no lit, man. I appreciate you. I got a bit of fruit snack so I can get through this last little bit. I got I don't know if you could tell, man. I don't know if you can see that. That's a Yoda gummy. So I can get through this. Man, I haven't had a fruit snack in forever. Those things are fire. Oh my gosh, those are like the Scooby snacks. 3409597. There we go. 9597. Oh, is that your ranking? Wait, are you all stars? You're not all stars. Are you all stars? So your team ID number is gonna be right here. If that's your team ID number, I can run with it. If not, I don't think this is your squad. Yeah. So if you go to points, this number right here is the number that I could use, and I can go straight to your team like I'm teleporting, like I'm Nightcrawler, or I could beam me up, Scotty, like I'm Star Trek. No, but for real, Issa, I really appreciate you. You should do things such as free hit drafts and wildcard drafts, which do really. Yeah, so I think I'm actually gonna do a free hit draft this week. I'm starting to get my free hit squad together and who I would pick, and hopefully I'll drop that this week. Hopefully, I do get super busy here come Friday though. Friday I'm gonna be. We'll see. Darth Vader. Man, I forgot how good the fruit snacks are. Oh, that is a good idea, Issa. Salah and Taylor out for KDB and Stones. Yeah, I do think so, James. For me, I'm also considering going with Salah. I also want to give myself a bit of a... I don't want to knee-jerk it right now. I want to kind of wait it out and see if I can... And see how I feel tomorrow morning before I feel comfortable dropping Salah for De Bruyne. But I do like getting rid of Taylor for Stones. I think that those are really good. I have to do it tonight with a price change. Oh no, is KDB going up? I gotta check out price range right now. Oh, I don't want to. Let's see. Oh, De Bruyne's going up. No. Oh no! And Stones is where Stones at? Stones is good for now. De Bruyne's going up. Taylor is gonna probably drop. And Salah should be fine. My only problem making a transfer so soon is there's so much that can go that has to be done in the next 10, 11 days that I probably, or was it 8 days? It's probably best to hold on to transfers unless you're gonna get priced out. James, you have the 2 thumbs up for me. I think that's a good move. And it helps you save a free hit. Yeah, I think that's a move. I would do it. Do you teach primary school, as we say in England? We don't know what it's called in America. No, I don't teach. One day I want to teach, but that's not in my future at this moment. I would love to teach or coach. Those are 2 of my things I think would be awesome. But primary school, I think in America that's called elementary school. So I would be anywhere up to ages 12. I think that's from 5 to 12 years old. Primary school, we call it elementary school. No, I don't teach. I wish I taught though, man. One day. See you, Don. Want to know when your next stream is. Kobe, thank you so much for asking. Also, thank you so much for showing up. I can't tell you how much I appreciate you, man. Kobe, you're awesome. I think for me, my next stream, I can't do Tuesday. I can't do Thursday. Can't do Friday. It'll probably be in 2 weeks on Sunday the 17th, after that Man City match, and it's only going to be able to be like an hour long, because I'm starting grad school next Monday, and I'm not going to have much free time. But I'll do my best, obviously, to keep streaming. I want to keep this channel going. I love this stuff, but it'll probably be in 2 weeks on that Sunday, and hopefully I'll see you there. Hopefully you guys don't forget about me by then. How many hours so far? Ahmed, I'm at 3.5 hours right now. 3.5 hours. You can see my eyes be drooping right now. Thanks for the discussion, dude. Enjoying that. Hey, thank you so much, Maelstrom. Hopefully this was a great discussion today. Big fan of it. What you guys were the ones leading the discussion. Go take a well-deserved rest. I need it. Can you keep Diaz in instead? Could Diaz in instead of Stones and just play with 10 players and then take Dallas and Sufal in for Fernandez? Yeah, I'm not against playing 10 players at all. Even on your wild card, you got to play it for the long term, right? It's all about the long game. I think that is a good move. I mean, you're only missing 1 player. That's not a big deal in my opinion. I think that is probably Diaz is safer than Stones is. Am I a Liverpool fan? No, I don't have any Premier League teams that I support. I'm ready for the commitment. I've always been a fan of players my whole life, but I don't want to commit to a team until I'm able to go to a stadium and really feel the vibe. Come on in, close the door, and feel the vibe. So until I'm able to do that, I don't support any squad right now. I want to. I'm ready for that commitment. I'm ready to make it long-term commitment. I'm talking to you, Rihanna and Vanessa Hudgens. But, yeah, for now I don't support any squad. They're squads that I would like to go to. The stadiums I would like to go to, but I don't have one yet. Bye, Don. I know you don't like being called the best, because I'm not the best FPL content creator, but I'm humbled every time. I'm humbled when you say that. Is there lots in them? However, to me you are, and may that long continue. Now looking forward to the next stream. Hey, Issa, I mean, I don't think I'm the best content creator by far. I think there are way better content creators out there, but that means a lot, man. That hits me hard. I appreciate that. Hello, Don. I wonder what you think of my team. I'm gonna free hit in 18 and before 19. I'm gonna do Son De Bruyne. All right, let's put it in. I want to make sure to say that if you free hit, your team goes back to exactly what it is here in Gameweek 17. So if you make a transfer this week and then you free hit, the transfer is now null and void and it won't count. Your Gameweek 19 squad is going to look exactly like this. All right, so for free hit, I think let me see. Martinez, Cancelo, Kilman doesn't play much. Bruno, Grealish, Son, DCL. I like you free hitting because you only have 6 players playing, and you're able to bring in the KDBs, the Sterlings, and whatnot. So I do like the idea of free hitting. You have a lot of money in the bank that you could run with. I think for me, just looking at your squad going into Game Week 19, you're going to do Son to De Bruyne. I like that move. I'm a big fan of that. This is the right team, right? Yeah, I'm a big fan of that move. I think it's really good. My only concern with doing that is you no longer have a Tottenham player in your squad, but Kevin De Bruyne, in my opinion, is going to outscore Son in these next 5 game weeks. So I do like that move. You have a lot of cash to do that. If I'm looking at your team, my big concern is Trent. Trent does not look to be the same Trent that we've known for the past couple seasons. So maybe a lateral move to Robbo might be in the play if you're able to do so in the future. Other than that, I think Cancelo. I think Trent's a good player, but I'd rather have Robbo personally. But Sufala and Walker Peters, that's great back line. Martinez, your midfield is going to be stacked with Bruno, Grealish, KDB, and Salah. And I like holding on to Salah, even though I'm probably going to get rid of him. I like the idea of holding on to him. And your front line with DCL, Bamford, and Rodrigo. I like the Rodrigo pick. I don't know how much he's selected right now. 3% selection. I like the Rodrigo pick. I think it's a very maverick move. He's great value for his price. But I like that. I don't know if I would necessarily like those 2 strikers for Leeds, but I'm not against it. I think it's good, especially if you're going into 19. That gives you 1 double, 2 double, 3 double, 4, 5 doubles, 6 double with KDB, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that'd set you up nice. That sets you up really nice. Good squad, man. Good squad. Let's wrap this up here. I'm getting super tired. Hello, Don. I'm wondering what you think of my... Oh, I already read that one. Do you know why the MLS doesn't have a second division? I think it's because we can't afford to do so. So, like, we have like second divisions, but we don't have relegation and promotion. So we have like I forget what it's called. Like my buddy actually, on a side note, plays, my high school teammate played for Phoenix the last couple seasons, and he actually played with Drogba. It was crazy because I saw him before he signed there. He was still playing in college, and the next season he signed to this second tier team in USA, and he just like posted a picture one day with him and Drogba just kicking it, and I was like, Drogba? Anyway, yeah. Long story short, there is a second one, but there's no promotion and relegation. I think it's because football here is so I want to say unpopular. It's not as popular as other sports. That if a squad like Phoenix gets promoted, they have no stadium for that. They don't have any money for that. They're not gonna be able to bring anybody in. Their max capacity at their games is very, very limited. So we can't. I don't think we're able to do that monetary wise. And it's also a little hard because we want to brand the same teams. We want to get the Kansas Cities up and really brand them. So people that aren't as familiar with football, that don't watch it week in week out, which is a lot of teams, that they could say, hey, LA Galaxy, that's a team that's in the MLS, right? You know what I mean? KDB might not go up tonight because people are using free hits. Ooh, I hope that's the case. Actually, it's 5:30. It's been let me see. It should have been updated. Bruno Fernandes is the only price rise. Bruno Fernandes went up. Aubameyang went down. Reece James went down, which is huge. DCL went down, and Mendy. So the big names of Aubameyang, Reece James, and DCL dropped in price, and the only person who went up was Bruno Fernandes. So that's good. Good news. Except for DCL, because now I have no money in him. I didn't make I didn't make anything off of DCL. Good shot there, Corey. Leno, Martinez, Dyer, Cancelo, Saiz, Cresswell, Diaz, Grealish, Nato, Saka, Bruno, DCL, Kane, Bamford. Devin, that's a beautiful squad. And Zaha. I'm not the biggest Zaha fan in FPL, but he's been balling out, so he's making me eat my words. I like him I rate him as a player, but FPL I'm a little nervous just because of Crystal Palace. Let me see. I know you. Let me see. All right, so for the next game week you have Leno playing, or Martinez. Both of them are playing. Dyer, Cancelo, Saiz, Diaz, Grealish, Nato, Saka, Bruno. Yeah, dude, I would not free hit this week at all. I wouldn't even think about it. You have 11 players playing, so I wouldn't worry about free hitting at all. The week after, Martinez, Dyer is great, even though it's only one game week. Cancelo and Diaz have beautiful double up. Cresswell has a great double. Grealish has a double. Nato, I wouldn't play. Saka maybe. Bruno, DCL, Kane, Bamford. Yeah, so I think I wouldn't use a chip in any of those game weeks. If I was to use a chip, I would use a bench boost in 19 if I were you, because you would have Zaha, Saka, and Dyer on the bench, something like that. And you have a playing Martinez who usually gets a double up. So maybe bench boost in 19 would be something that I would consider. Maybe you could drop DCL down to you already have Bamford. Maybe drop DCL down to like Shea Adams, or I don't know. Maybe consider routes you can get around. Maybe Antonio if he's healthy, and bench boost. That's probably what I would say to do. And the top 40K stuck between double city defense or United for Game Week 18 free hit team. I think for free hit team, I would want a United defender more than a City double up. As much as you can see with my squad, I have the City double up between Diaz and Cancelo. I think it's beautiful. But United going up against Burnley, I think that's such a high opportunity for them to get a clean sheet. So I'd probably at this moment favor United. Of course, after studying and doing some research, I might flip and say double City defense is better. But as of right now, I'd probably say I would want one of each. There we go. Check my final team on Discord. Oh, I'm excited. Let's go. All right. Let's see what it looks like. Ooh, now that looks good. That looks good. So now you only have 2 playing strikers, which is because last time you had Bamford, Wilson, and Watkins. This time you have Bamford and Wilson, and after 3 game weeks or so, I probably assume that you drop Wilson and go back to Watkins in like 3 or 4 game weeks. So your back line is solid, man. Leno, Diaz, Bailly, Fernandez. One of those, Fernandez probably comes Cresswell, if I'm not mistaken. And then you have Soufal and Dallas on the bench. Great back line. Your midfield is phenomenal. No problems with it at all. And your front, yeah, I like that a lot. Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. You would take Dallas and Soufal in for Bailly and Fernandez for after Game Week 18. Yeah, dude. So I think that is beautiful. I think that second one, I think I prefer the newest one that you did over the last one. I do like the fact that you would have on the one before that you would have Watkins, Wilson, and Bamford. Oh no, you did get rid of that in the last one. Yeah, you would have Watkins, Bamford, and Wilson, but you would have to rotate between the 3. And I do like that thought. But on this newest one, you have Soufal and Dallas on your bench, or you'd have like you would have a decent bench with your defense. That I like the second one better probably at this moment. Yeah, Dylan, I'm a fan of your newest update. Dallas and Soufal would come in for Fernandez and Bailly after Game Week 18. No worries, James. And no worries, other James. Martinez, Dyer, Stones, Tierney, KDB, Bruno, Son, Grealish, DCL, and Kane. What are your thoughts? I think it's beautiful. I'm a big fan of your squad here. Let me see. You're doubling up on Spurs. I like that. I'm just a little worried about DCL. He just hasn't been doing it for me lately. But I don't see many at his price in Game Week 18 that I would prefer over him. Maybe I would prefer Callum Wilson over him. But I don't know why I close my mouth when I sneeze. Oh, that hurts. Oh, now I'm seeing stars. I think that squad's beautiful, man. I think it's beautiful. That's Vanessa Hudgens in an FPL squad right there. A 10 out of 10, gorgeous. Yeah, I think it's great, man. I think that's beautiful. That squad is looking strong. I agree with Devin. That squad is as strong as the Rock's traps, baby. Looking great. All right, so I'm gonna wrap this up here. Unless you have any other questions and concerns, I'm on 3 hours and 40 minutes. Oh man, that's crazy. So any last questions, concerns, please get them in, or else I'll wrap it up. I'll do the outro while I'm looking to see if there's any last comments. I want to say thank you everyone for showing up. This was an incredible stream. You guys were so active and really lead the conversation every time. I'm so humbled and grateful for you guys. I will be having most likely a free hit squad coming out this week and a team selection video out this week. I always try to leave a challenge. If you're new around here, take some time out of your day to make someone smile. It could be something as simple as texting someone, hey. It could be something as crazy as buying them some Chick-fil-A. I'm talking to my roommates right now. Thank you everyone for showing up. Hopefully I'll see you guys soon. Hopefully you have a great next game week. I know we have a lot of time off before our next one. I think it's Tuesday is the next deadline. Yeah, Tuesday the next deadline. And hopefully see you guys soon, man. Thank you all. Love y'all. Take care.